Welcome to We're Just a Messages podcast. I'm Mike. I got my dog Marcus with me.
What's happening, world?
And of course, got my dog Drew Money on the boards. What's up with you?
How y'all feeling?
Feeling good, man. Feeling good.
Feeling good, man. You know, it was a little bit rainy out there, but we still moving.
Yeah, that shit was coming down crazy yesterday.
Hell yeah.
All day, matter of fact. It looked like it's going to be like that for the rest of the week, too.
Mm-hmm.
Drew, how you feeling, man?
Seeing better days, my brother. Those goddamn crutches.
Yeah, my dog had a little accident on the court.
Injured reserve right now.
Injured reserve.
Again.
ACL.
Again. This shit's crazy, man.
The ACL begging you to stop, man.
Hey. I'm finally just gonna give in, man, and get the surgery done. So
You get the surgery done?
Fuck yeah, man. I can't do this shit no more. I'm tired of being hurt, bro. Like, no cap. I'm tired of injuries.
So the last time you hurt your ACL, you didn't get a surgery?
Okay.
Damn.
Hey, boy, I had a ruptured Achilles, and so I already know how that shit could be, but you tore your shit and was still thugging?
So you just basically let it heal on its own? Damn.
You can do that. It take a while, but you can do that.
Hell yeah, this should take a while.
Few years, but yeah, this shit it's done. This shit, it probably was like partial, but now this shit is completely gone. Like, yeah. But, you know, we're not going to trip on that. It's been a good week. I can say that, though. You know, a lot of work got done. As far as from the couch, really, because I'm just doing too much.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, it's been good. It's been good. How's y'all week been?
My week's been good, man. It's been real good. You know, birthday coming up Monday, so I've just been chilling, you know, just doing a lot of reflecting. But other than that, man, it's been real good, man. Real good.
Now I'm about to turn big 3-0, man.
Yeah, man. Oh,
I'll
yeah.
be right behind you the next week.
Shit, man. I mean, we old. I mean, we, you know, compared to somebody who's younger than me, they would probably classify me as old. But I used to hang around a lot of older people growing up, so they still classify me as young. So I don't know, 30, just kind of that age where it's like that. But I mean, I love the transformation. I'm thriving into it. I know the internet kills niggas when they hit 30. Like your career, like everything you do is dub. Like if you haven't hit your life goals by 25, like that's it. But you know. Man. Everybody who I knew who was financially successful and did things, a lot of their success came after they turned 30. You know, if you were wise and smart and you realize the mistakes that you made from your past and realize, you know, hey, I can't do that same shit. But there's a lot of people who are in their 20s and, you know, going into their 30s still living the same life. And if you do that, then yeah, you're going to be somebody who flamed out. But if you're a person who recognize, you know, all your mistakes you made and all the shit you did in the past, and you know you can't move like that no more. Mm-hmm. And you know if you learn from that, then you should be all right. You know, good things should come. You know, good things are coming your way. So that's all I'm looking for, man. I'm just thanking God that a nigga's still here. You know, and that's all. And that's it, man. Just stay praying, stay trying to be positive, and stay, you know, pushing forward for something, trying to strive for something new every day.
Mm-hmm. What was you reflect on your 20s like? Mm-hmm. What was your biggest takeaway?
Man, a couple of takeaways, man. Don't rush things, because I used to try to just rush things, thinking I had to get things done so quick and so fast. I know Ross said some shit, I think, recently, where he was like, you know, I don't want to get done. You know, I don't want to be basically, you know, quoting like, well, not quoting, but, you know, saying basically that I don't want to get things done, you know, fast. I want to get them done correctly. And as you get older, you know, people will tell you, you know, measure twice, cut once. But when you're young, you're not really thinking about that. You're just like, I just need to get whatever I need to get to. Mm-hmm. But, you know, and within doing that, you'll make a mistake if you don't measure twice and cut once, because you'll realize, damn, I didn't have to do that. If I would have just took the time, looked some more, did a little bit more research, and then decided to make my move instead of just kind of jumping head first on things. So I think that helped me, you know, as one of my biggest takeaways. Another one, biggest takeaways, is how I treat money. You know, we come from the age of like, you know, money come, money go. You know what I'm saying? We leave, you know, we spend it and then we go and get it right back. But as you get older, you try to, you know, make every dollar count. Like, you know, you try to, if you know, not putting it away for something or saving it, or, you know, maybe you just want to, you know, treat yourself, you know, you kind of want to make sure you know where all your dollars is being placed. back then you would spend money, you'd be like, how the fuck I spend this money? You know what I'm saying? Where did it, like, you know, this, I just got this money and this shit is gone just like that. And I don't even know what I spent it on, or, you know how I spent it like this. But as you get older, you realize, all right, this goes to here, this goes to here, this goes to here. You know, anything else, you know, I keep for myself and do what I want to do. But, you know, just keeping things in order, that's another thing I learned. And then for me, you know, kind of growing up fast, you know, going places, you know, at a young age, getting into the club at, you know, a young age, and just kind of doing stuff maybe before I should have been doing it. And, you know, as you get older, you just more relaxed now. Like, I just, you know, I go out if I feel like it, but it's not like, it used to be a thing of like, yeah, we going to hit the club tonight, we going to this, but now it's just like, bro, if I do something, I do something. If I don't, I'm perfectly fine chilling on the couch tonight. Like, I don't have to do shit, you know, if I don't feel as though I want to. So it's just one of those things, man. As you get older, you just kind of just look at things from a different lens. So, but that's not everybody though, because some niggas hit 30 and they kind of thinking that, you know, life is, you know, over, or they thinking like, damn, I still need to be young again. And it's like, no, I don't. Once that stage is past, it's past, bro. I don't really give a fuck about going back to that shit anymore, you know. So that's the thing, man. I've just been doing a lot of reflecting, man. That's my main thing. But, you know, you know, like I said, man, you turn 30 next week too, bruh. So we in the same ballpark.
Yeah, man. My biggest takeaway from my 20s was, like, everything's going to happen when it's supposed to.
That's real.
And, you know, as I reflect on each year in my 20s, 20, 21, 22, anything that I wanted at the time, I didn't get it when I wanted it. I got it when it was supposed to happen. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like in my 20s, I was just pretty much laying the foundation. And then in my 30s, I just plan on, like, taking off. You know what I'm saying? It's like you said, a lot of people think your 30 is like a death sentence type shit, but it's really not. It's young as hell. Like, and I always think about, like, how people we lose at a young age. You'd be like, Kobe was 42 when he died. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, that's young as hell.
In retrospect.
He wasn't even 42 yet. He was 41. I'm like, dog, 41 is like, dog, he was getting his second half of his life started. You know what I'm saying? Post basketball. Yeah. And it's just, I think about it, it's like, in 10 years, I'll be 40 years old. You know what I'm saying? So when I turn 40, what do I want to be able to say about my 30s? And I want to be able to say that I knocked the shit out the fucking ballpark. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I also, like, patience. You know, if in persistence more so anything. Like, if you continue to do what you're supposed to do, everything else will align itself. So I'm saying, of course, you know, you always see the pressures of, you know, doing certain things and being somewhere at a certain age. Like, I always said at 25, I was going to be, like, married, have kids, da-da-da-da. This is like, no, bro, that shit's not realistic for me. For some people, it might be, but it's like, nah. I wouldn't have been, mentally, I wouldn't have been in the right state of mind to even have a lifestyle like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I remember my mom used to tell me that when I was younger, because she had me at 25. She was married at 22. Her and my dad not together no more, but and she used to tell me, she was like, I don't regret having you, but if I would have waited, I would have waited until, like, I was in my 30s before I started a family, because at 22 years old, I didn't know how to be a wife that young. I didn't know how to do all of that. She's like, having you was a blessing, of course, but it's just like, I probably would have waited a little bit longer before I took off. So that's what she's like, don't rush that lifestyle. You see what I'm saying? Like, you know, let it come. You see what I'm saying? And, like, prepare us, because I couldn't imagine being married at 22 years old.
Me either, bro.
And having a kid at 25, I couldn't imagine.
And then think of how you was at 22.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah. And I was, for the most part, I was already pretty much mature for my age, but I damn sure learned a lot more now versus have a lot more knowledge now than I did at 22. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially emotionally. You know what I'm saying? Like, learn to control your emotions a little bit more as you get older. You know what I'm saying? Or how to view certain things. It's just even, like, financially wise, like, no, I wouldn't have been in the right state to do that at that young of an age. I mean, I salute people who do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's still maintaining it. That's what's up. But a lot of people get caught up in the thing, like, oh, like, because you see a lot of young entrepreneurs 22, 23 years old, 21, they'd be like, oh shit, like they got their shit together, and here I am, 27, like still trying to figure this shit out. But it's like, bro, everybody got their own timetable.
Mm-hmm. And who's to say just because that person is 22, we've seen a lot of people who get fame and success early, and then by the time they hit 30, they don't have that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd rather Rich have a slow incline than a fast incline with a fast decline.
I think it's worse to be that like 30 to 40 versus 20, because in your 20s, and I'm not saying you're supposed to fuck up in your 20s, you have more room for error in your 20s.
It's true.
You start to get to 30 or 40 or 50, it's harder. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Well, one mistake could really like fuck your whole shit up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, it's like if you're a person who can see, you know, the consistency in yourself, and you know, with consistency comes with growth. So if you're a person who, even if you was doing something at, you know, you might have started your journey on doing something at 20, 27, 28, and now you 31, 32, you know, even though you might not be at the place you was at, you wasn't where you was at before. So as long as you're continuing to try to be consistent and grow with whatever you're doing, your time is just going to come. Mm-hmm. Like you said, maybe for that 22-year-old, they might have been grinding since they was 14, 13. And now at 22, they just hit their success. You know what I'm saying? You don't really know what people got going on in the background. You know, we only just see what's presented to us. So if you're a nigga who is, you know, 27 and you've been grinding since you was 24, and whatever, you know, what you do, just know, your time is coming. Like, you just got to keep going. And if you see something that you feel like, all right, I need to reroute it, there's nothing wrong with me routing. I'm gonna be real with you. When I went to therapy, my therapist said, like, you know, if you feel like you got to change your route, just change your route. Like, there's nothing wrong with changing your route. If you feel like what you've been doing isn't what hasn't been working, it's not to say that you failed at it. You just may have to change your route, because you can still have all those same qualities that you had in this thing, and it might not work, but you might switch it to something else and it might work perfect for you. But you won't know that if you just quit, if you just quit when, you know, it doesn't work for you, instead of just being consistent and trying to just figure it out. And a lot of people, they'll just shoot themselves in the foot when they can't figure it out, and they just kind of, they'll decline, or they'll just feel like, I'm just stuck in this position. And it's like, bro, you can always change your position. You know, it might be hard. It's going to be harder than what you've been previously doing, but you can do it.
I can say for myself, that's what I struggle with, even with terms of everything. Like, more so, I'm big on structure. So, like, anything that I do in my life, it has to have structure.
I'm the same with Geminis. We're the same way.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like, sometimes, like, it's okay to kind of like veer off from structure for time. Yeah. Try something different. You know, jump off the ledge on something, you know, being smart with it, but like taking a different approach on certain things. And I apply that to, you know, how I did financially, romantically, you know, even with working out, stuff like that. I always just had to have structure within everything. Yeah. So when I see something that might have to take a different approach, I'm kind of like,
you bug out, kind of wary of it.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know about that. But sometimes it's good to, you know, get out from your structure and, you know, change, like you said, have a different route. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that.
There's no, and you can change your route at any time. If you don't care if you're 50, if you feel like, hey, I want to do something else, then do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, the only person you're going to look at yourself in the mirror, and it could have been, you know, 10 years passed, and when you wanted to make that change, you'd be like, damn, 10 years just passed real fast. I really could have made that change if I would have just did it, but I just sat there and waited because I felt like, oh, it was going to take a little too long, or, you know, I don't got things lined up. But just sometimes you just got to say, fuck it, bro, and just do it, and then just wherever the kind of the wave leads you is where you go. As long as you can know, as long as you at least have in your mind, like, you know, wherever the wave leads me, as long as I'm consistent in what I'm doing, I'm gonna be led to the right direction. As long as I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, the wave will lead me to the right direction. I won't crash out. So I just think,
even when I look at like the way this decade went by, and I was like, you know, as a kid, you think like, you know, the years is just like slowly, like, you know, just going by. When I look back at it, it's like, damn, 2000 was really 20 years ago. 2018 was 3 years ago. 2015 was 6 years ago. And I remember like, oh shit. So before you look up, it's going to be 2024.
Man, this 2021 we're in June.
Yeah.
You know just like that, bro. We in June, just like that.
Just like that. And it's just like, damn, bro, like time really does not wait for nobody, bro. Like none. And it's crazy how fast 2020 was. Even with everything that we had going on, 2020 was a fucking blur. Yeah. Like 2019, I'm trying to think about shit that happened, and the shit happened 2019. And I'm like, oh shit, that was 2019?
You damn near could skip over 2020. It seemed like it went from 2019 to 2021. It do seem
like that. Even with all that shit we had going on, it seemed like it was just like they hit the triple fast forward button for 2020. Like, it's like, damn, bro, like last year everything was starting to get excuse me. Thank you. Starting to get open back up and shit. And it's like, damn, that was June 2020. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just had Blackout Tuesday last year. And we've already leaped a year on that. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, I forgot all about Blackout
Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was on the 2nd.
Oh, yeah, it was on the 2nd. Damn, bro. Yeah, damn. God damn.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy because I went to my boy, my boy Mari, his Caribbean Mart. That shit already been open a year. And I'm like, damn, dog, it's already been a year since that shit open. And that's like, damn. Like, that shit is just wild to me. So look at it, it's like, dog, like, you really have to take advantage of your time. That's the most valuable thing we have is our time. Mm-hmm. You can't get that shit back. Yeah, I just try to, like, when my time come, I want to be able to say, like, you know, I made the most out of my time. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, I don't want to be, like, 60, 70 years old saying to myself, damn, like, I wish I would have did this. Because I'm all for trying and shit don't work out. But I just can't, like, just sit back and be stagnant. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. I can't have that shit, dog. Because this is like, life is crucial, man. Man. Yeah, that shit can hit you in waves.
What, bruh?
That shit can hit you in waves, man.
And then you'll get hit with, like, some circumstances in life will just like smack the shit out of you, and you'll sit there and you'll just be like, bro,
especially financially.
Yeah, man, and that shit financially, like, bro, like that should have just come so fast, and you won't even see it coming. Like, damn, bro, when the fuck this happened? Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or you be like, damn, bro, my car just did this shit. Like, what the fuck? And you know, you could have. I seen the meme was like, a nigga have all their bills paid, everything in order. Next thing you know,
something pop up.
Something just pop up. Nigga, car just break down. You be like, damn, dog, how the fuck? I just swear I was getting my ducks in line, and then boom, this happened. Mm-hmm. But that's life, bro. It's all about readjusting. It's all about, you know, when shit. You know, like my mama told me straight up, like at the end of the day, you gonna have to figure shit out. My mama told me straight up, you gonna have to figure shit out at the end of the day. Like, yeah, or your parents might be here, they might be here to support and love you, but at the end of the day, you're gonna have to figure out how to make this shit work for you. You know what I'm saying? Not how to make it work for anybody else, or, you know, you can follow other people's blueprint to do what you want to do, but at the end of the day, you gotta do what works for you. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, things happen. You got to just adjust. And like you said, with the time shit, is like, bruh, like you said, you don't want to be 50 or 60, you know, wishing you did something. And it's a thing, like you said, also said, bruh, like trying it. Like, if you try and you fail, bruh, there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? You know, it happens, you know, but to not try is the thing that I'm scared for. Like, I just don't want to be the person to be like, damn, I didn't even make an attempt to do something. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even at least put my hat in the ring to see what happens. You know, I don't know shit about the lottery, but shit, I'll play the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll play the motherfucker, you know. You never know. So that's how it is, man. Like, you know, but, you know, us turning 30, you know, we get into those modes where we kind of like, we know what we want, and we know the steps and, you know, the ways of how to get it. It's just about just trying to execute.
It's so crazy because when I turned 20, or months leading up before, crossing over into the new decade, 2011, it's like it's just everything had a switch. Like everything pretty much was better for me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I was just like, at the time, like that was post, you know, my breakup at the time. Yeah. And it's just like, it was the same thing with this one. It was just like going into 2021, post a breakup, it was just like everything started to align. It's like I kind of had like a rebirth, and, you know, just... everything is just different. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm feeling more spiritually connected, you know, take a chance on a new venture. And, you know, and if it work, I feel like, you know, when you speak shit into existence, man, like, and you work on it, it's like that shit really do come. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I got big plans for like the next couple of years. And if it don't work out, I could say that, you know what, I did try that shit. But something else might be for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But in terms of like how it just seems like when I cross over to a new this is twice now, turning like going from 19 to 20 and 29 and 30, it's like I just had big life moments going into a new decade. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, damn, what's in store for me this time? You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy how time aligns, and it's just like the whole decade was a good decade though. Good with the bad. You know what I'm saying? Like it was overall, it was a good decade. And so it's like, damn, I'm about to be 30 years old, and it's like most of us don't get to see that shit. Man, it's a blessing. You know what I'm saying? Like I look at like, RIP my brother, he died 2016. RIP my dog Kwame, he died 2017. And it's like life is really short. And Kwame was 29 years old when he died. You know what I'm saying?
Just about to hit 30.
Just about to hit 30. Like 2 days after his birthday, he passed away.
Damn.
And it's like, I'm about to be 30. He didn't get to see 30. And it's just like, that shit is an eye-opener because it's like, damn, dog, like, you can't really take this shit for granted at all. You got to go at the shit, like, full speed. You can't bullshit with your time because it's like, and he was on his way to being, like, monumental, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So for him to check out at 29, that shit was like a gut punch. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Reality check.
Yeah. And it's like, now that I'm on the horizon of turning 30, it's like, damn, like, life is really short and precious, and you really got to value that shit. So a lot of people don't really value that shit, man. It's like they bullshit with it. You know what I'm saying? Or they figure they could just, just go on, let time pass by. Before you look up, man, oh shit, like I'm 30. Oh shit, I'm 37. Oh shit, I'm 43. Yeah. Oh shit, I'm 50.
Yeah. For real, and it comes like that, man. And it comes like that, yo.
And that's why I always value like my childhood. You know what I'm saying? Because you're mostly an adult most of your life. You're not a child most of your life. You're an adult most of your life.
Yeah, if you're lucky, you're going to have more days where you're older than you are younger.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's like, damn, like when we kids, you're like, man, you can't wait to be 18. Can't wait to be 21. I turned 21, shit about to be. But that shit ain't, it is, but it's like, I always think about the times when I was a kid and I didn't have certain worries, bro.
What?
I always think about that shit.
Man, because when you out there and you got to take them fucking money out to pay your bills, you be like, damn, dog. Like,
I understand what my mom was talking about.
Word.
Like, no, she can't do this shit this week. She got this shit. I remember one time I had to be probably like 6 or 7 years old, and I remember I asked my mom. I remember this shit like I was yesterday. She's like, "No, Mike, I can't do it." She's like, I said, well, the bank has money. Just go to the bank and get money. And she's like, son, that's not how it works. Oh, shit. And she was laughing, but it's like, that's not how that shit works. No. So when I got older and I started going to the bank, it's like, yeah, I understand what my mom was saying. Like that shit doesn't not work like that. You just can't go and go get some shit. You gotta finesse some shit sometimes. Yeah. You gotta put certain shit in certain places in order for this to happen the following week. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like the stress I had as a kid does not amount. I'm sure here stressing over about, if I'm gonna have this, this girl, I'm trying to impress this girl at school.
I need to get these shoes. I need to go get this for that, and once you get older, it's like, bro, none of that shit matters. None of that shit matters, bro. No, and then because like when we're real young, we always look at the outside looking in, but as you get older, you tend to look at things from the inside looking out. Mm-hmm. So, as a kid, we of course we used to start. We just looked on the outside and be like, oh yeah, we can go to the bank and just get some money, or I would when you're. I
ain't got to worry about not having hot water.
Yeah, you know what I'm
saying.
Or
AC,
or for real,
or heat in the winter. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have to worry about shit like that.
Yeah.
My main concern was getting up, going to school every day.
Trying to be fresh. Like, that was like, I swear to God, dog, from probably the age of like 14 to like maybe 21, 22,
Yeah.
all I gave a fuck about was just being fresh, dog. Like, that's all I cared about, dog. Like, I remember, true story, dog. I remember my mom had hooked me up with this summer job at Trident Tech because she worked there. She in the payroll department. She basically got me like this little office gig for a month. And because they're, I don't know if you know about like state jobs and shit, they get paid on monthly. They don't get paid every 2 weeks.
Okay.
So I sat there and I waited for like a month, and I got a check for $1,200. I'm 19 now. With a check for this is the most money I physically ever had on me was $1,200 at that point in time. I think I went to Foot Locker and I think I spent maybe $700 of that. I swear to God, bro. I swear to God, I went to Northwoods and Citadel Mall, bro, and I promise you, I spent at least $700 of that $1,200, bro. I only leaves me with $500 left. As an adult, I'm looking at that shit like, dog, that was so fucking stupid. Like what I could have did with that $1,200, but as you grow older, you start to learn, you start to feel, you start to value your paper,
Bro,
where you bringing it at and where you putting it to. Because, dog, when I was young, I couldn't keep money in my pocket. Like my mom would talk cash shit to me. Like as soon as you get it, you throw it right back up. I'm like, give a fuck. Like I'm gonna just work and just make the money back again.
Yeah.
But when you get an adult, it doesn't work like that.
No,
you need to put money away.
You gotta put money away
because you never know. You never know what's gonna happen to you.
You know, it's so crazy having a conversation with my homegirl yesterday. She's telling me about her niece. She's 15 years old. She about to get a job at McDonald's, starting her off at $12 an hour at 15. So I'm thinking to myself like, dog, when I got my first job at Piggly Wiggly, I was making like $5.15 an hour. So like my weekly check, no, $5.25. My weekly checks used to be like in between like $120, $130 ish. I think the highest check I ever got from Piggly Wiggly was like $180 something, and you probably couldn't tell me shit that week. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, if I was making nigga, I made $12 an hour at 20 years old. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's before I had real life responsibilities. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, if I was making $12 an hour at 15, nigga, you got adults now making that.
Yeah. You
struggling. You see what I'm saying? But if I was making that at 15, it's like nigga, you could tell me shit, bruh.
dumbing, bro.
I would have been fucking dumbing. But it's like you say, as you get older, you start to realize $12 an hour can't do shit for me now.
Nothing.
Like nothing at all.
That could barely nigga $12 an hour couldn't even cover my rent.
No, it couldn't. Like you dead out here.
Yeah.
You have to be working too. You have to be working another job.
You'd have to be hustling. You'd have to be doing something else because 12. But that's the thing. That's the crazy shit is. Speaking of this economy, bro, there's motherfuckers who are really living off $12 an hour. And then for me, where I work at now, I work for a nonprofit, and you know, I come across people who literally, you know, are making $12, $13 an hour, but you know. It's so crazy because if you make $15 an hour, you can't get government assistance. But if you ever had $15 an hour, you know $15 an hour ain't shit.
No.
So
I've had that.
it's like for somebody who is, you know, they might have 2 kids. They're making, you know, they not even eligible. You know, they might be eligible for certain things, but they're not eligible for a whole lot because of what they make. You know, if you make $15, $16 an hour, that's pretty much only self-sufficient for maybe one person, if that. Mm-hmm. But you got somebody who's living with, you know, it's 3 people, 1 breadwinner, and 2 children.
Yeah, he gotta be hustling. He
gotta be hustling like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Gotta be hustling. It's no way possible. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's hustling for sure. Word. Whatever it is, he's hustling.
Yeah. You got to.
Yeah, but I'm anticipating great things in my 30s, man.
Me too, man.
And like a lot of shit that happened is like, even with the things that I felt like that was bad, it happened for a reason. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Of course, when you caught up in your emotions, you're not thinking like that because you caught up in your emotions. You're like, damn, like, wanted this shit. But when you reflect, you get to. I know it's cliche as fuck, but man, it's kind of like a cold, man. Like, you know how they say a cold just got to run its course through your body? So it's the same shit. Mm-hmm. It is like, I know it sounds cliche, but it's like, you know, time heals, man. Like, and that's just some real shit. And it's like, you really got to let that shit, as painful as it may sound, like, you got to feel the depths of that shit.
Yeah.
Like, you had to. Like, it's going to take you to your lows. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but it's needed. It's bad as it sound like it's needed, because it's like, once you get to that lowest point, it's like, okay, like, I got through that.
Yeah, there's nothing else that can. It can't get no worse than this.
Can't get no worse.
I can only go up from here.
I can only go up.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And it's like when it's just like the laws of physics.
Yeah,
Anything that comes up must go down. It go down must go up.
And some shit happen, you think your world crashes. You think
Hell
like
yeah.
everything. You think like, yo, this shit is over.
Man, I remember this one time this girl didn't like me back. I thought that was the worst shit ever in my life,
Man,
bro. At that time, I was like, damn, like she don't fuck with me. You see what I'm saying? It's
Yo,
like
that's that when you young and you dealing with somebody and they hit you with that, yo, I'm not feeling this shit no more. It's like, damn, what the fuck I do? Like, what the fuck is wrong with me? But sometimes it really just be like, yo, that person just not in that point in their life right now where they, feel like they can.
Thought my
handle
world was
this,
over, man.
Or deal with this, or maybe you're just not that person at that right time. You know what I'm saying? And it's it is a harsh reality, but at the end of the day, you just be like, it's not the end of me. It's not the end of me. Like, I remember the first time I went to jail, I thought like, oh shit, like I went to jail, I'm in college, like, bro, I'm fucked. Like, my life is fucked. But then as I go through the motions of things, I'm like, all right, well, my life ain't fucked. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit, I do such and such, get it off my record, I'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? So things happen, and especially like when it comes to like relationships, me growing up in my 20s, I had a lot of selfishness, and that's something as I got older, I realized, okay, I was very selfish at that point. Like, she wanted this, and maybe I just didn't know how to communicate on how to give it to her, or how maybe she needs to be loved this way, but I'm not capable of doing that this way because the point in my life I'm not at that point. You know what I'm saying? So when those type of situations happen and you feel like, damn, bro, like if only I would have just listened. But at the same time, you can't even get mad at yourself for not listening, because for your younger self, you weren't even in the mind state to listen. You weren't even in that mind state to even put that thought together to be all right, this woman needs this, or this girl she needs this. She needs to, because everybody loves different, and everybody receives love different. Mm-hmm. So as you get older, you realize you got to do this type of thing to accommodate your partner. When I was younger, I didn't do that. I thought low-key, I thought the world revolved around me. Mm-hmm. I thought the relationship low-key kind of revolved around me. I wasn't a narcissist, but at the end of the day, I was still going to love my partner, but I might not have listened as well as I should have. Mm-hmm.
It's like, I realized that too. It's like, I was always caught up in sometimes, what I said is what I said, and that was it. Mm-hmm. But that's a selfish way to look at it. You know what I'm saying? You reflect and you grow. Every woman is different. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just, like you say, you got to learn them. Mm-hmm. Learn some of the things that they need. Okay, if they don't like this, they like this. Do this. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But just because you have a standard of how you show it doesn't mean that person going to receive it like that. And that's what I had to learn. You know what I'm saying? So, it was a lot of life lessons, a lot of heartbreak, especially in terms of like losing people that was close to me, man. Like, that shit was crazy. Like, even, the city, like 2015, we had, Charleston 9 shooting. Yeah, I can't believe that was 6 years ago. It'll be 6 years ago in a few weeks.
Yeah, damn. Man.
Shit. Yeah, 2 weeks actually. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, time really is just like, just be coasting, dog. And it's just like, you right. You can look up and be 2 years, be like, damn, I could have did that 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That was 2020. It's 2022. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
If I would have just went for that 2 years and did this, I would have.
You would have been set
right here. Right here, yeah.
You would have been right here, and it's like, yeah, man, you just got to take advantage of all your opportunities and not waste them and not, bullshit with your time. But like I said, it's truly a blessing to be 30 years old, man. Like,
hell yeah, I'm happy, bro. This is probably the best.
A lot of us don't make, especially black men. We don't make it.
No, we get taken out by so many things, man. Whether it be health. Mm-hmm. Violence, whether it be police, losing brothers to the system. Gun violence, losing brothers to the system. You know what I'm saying? I got real good friends, man. I got to spend their 30th in a box. You know what I'm saying? And I'm out here living free. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing I'll just never take for granted, because they call.
Never take my freedom for granted, bro.
Because I talk to my dogs, whether it be once a month, once every 2 weeks, and they always be like, man, like, just keep doing your thing out there, bro. Just keep living, saying keep living your life, because this shit sucks. You know what I'm saying? This shit sucks, but they'll be out soon. But like I said, man, this just be very appreciative, because all this shit can be gone within a blink of an eye,
a millisecond.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
Sure.
That's good though, man. Shout out to everybody who shout out all the Geminis, man, who got a birthday this month, man.
Sure, man.
Yeah, for sure. One of the best seasons of the year.
Some of the greatest, musicians, creative minds in the world.
Hell
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Niggas
I always tell people that. I said a lot of y'all go to Geminis, man.
even word.
A lot of y'all go to Geminis.
Because they be talking cash shit about us
Yeah.
on different, social media platforms. But it's like, bruh, if you look in your CD deck or you listen to your fucking, if you look on your fucking Apple Music, nigga, more than probably 40% of the artists that you listen to all are Geminis. No matter what genre it is, neither, nigga.
Yeah.
For real. So
We cover a lot.
we cover a lot of shit, dog.
Sports too.
Sports, music, entertainment, whatever.
Crazy.
Nigga.
Yeah, this shit is wild. Like I didn't even know that T-Mac was a Gemini.
He is?
Yeah, his birthday was May 28th or 27th.
Oh shit, I did not know that, bruh.
Because I know Melo is one.
Yeah, I know Melo's one.
Yeah, it's like, oh shit. And Max, one of my favorite players all time. I know Iverson, he's one.
Iverson. Yeah, me and him got the same birthday.
That's what's up, man. That's dope. That's dope as hell.
Yeah, dog.
That's dope as hell. So it's like, yeah, man. Shout out to us, man. So you had any new music that you checked out lately?
I didn't check out that new Dirk and Baby.
I've been seeing a lot of mixed reviews about that
a lot
shit.
Of mixed reviews. I've been seeing people
Niggas saying, "Oh, this shit fire." Man, that shit didn't need to be that long.
Yeah,
I'm not really a Dirk fan, so I wasn't gonna listen to it off GP. You see what I'm saying? I fuck with Lil Baby when I fuck with Lil. I just don't fuck with Lil Durk music. It don't move me. You see what I'm saying?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I Dirk cool, but I can only take so much of it. Like I can't listen to a whole Dirk projects now. There's a couple songs here and there. Like I'll jam to it, but I can't listen to the whole Dirk project. Same with Baby. So I already knew I'm probably not gonna listen to the whole project. I'll probably skim through it. There's a couple songs I like. A lot of what people was really talking about was the production. I heard a lot of people talking about the production wasn't what they thought it was gonna be. I thought if it was like how they had that off that DJ Khaled soundtrack off that DJ Khaled album, if they had sound like that, because T Keith did that beat, if that shit had sound like that, then I'd be like, oh yeah, that shit probably gonna be hard. But everybody's saying it doesn't sound like that. So I don't know, bro. Like I mean, as far as music, anything else that came out?
I'm trying to think. I didn't see nothing else new that came out because I know for sure Apple Music would have it.
Yeah, listed on there. I can't think. Hey man, what's up with Certified Lover Boy? When is that shit gonna drop?
That nigga bullshitting, man.
That shit
ain't coming out till 2024, man.
You think he trying to set something up? You think he trying to,
I always say when Nori dropped the interview, that's probably be the week or the week.
But I feel like that's whack though. Like, dog, if you're gonna just drop the interview, just fucking. Why does everything have to be lined up with an album to circle around it? I understand you want to capture the moment.
That might be on his call. That might be on Drake's calling.
But it's like, bro,
if it was left up to Nori, he probably would have already dropped it because Nori don't give a damn.
But it's like, bro, you're Drake. You could drop an album. You could be on some Beyonce shit and your album.
He really building this shit up, bro.
This shit better be
fucking
good,
dog.
This better be fucking good, dog.
Because he got niggas anticipating this shit, man. And we done tapped into June, so it's like, bruh. And I already know the Migos supposed to drop next week on the 11th.
Yeah.
So it's just like, okay, he ain't gonna drop the same day. He gonna have his own. It's like, bro, you went from last year's summer that was supposed to drop because we got Dark Lane demo in May. So he said, oh, album coming 2020. Okay, that shit didn't come. This was supposed to be January 2020. You had ACL surgery. All right, my guy. Like that guy. Like you have to do. That's what I'm saying.
No, dog.
Like my nigga.
That
no. Then it was niggas anticipate like March, April. Didn't happen. Now we crossing it. I was like, all right, bro. Like what the fuck is going on?
If you want to try to hit the summertime, I think you want to hit it like
right now.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You want to hit it right now. I don't know why you would want to. Even though Drake,
I think he wait until like July, man. To be honest with you, bro.
But Drake, it's sometimes with bruh, it's like
he know he got his he know people be anticipating that shit, so that's why he can't play. If it was anybody else, he'd be like, bro, we really don't give a fuck when you drop this shit.
Just put it out.
Just put the shit out. You know what I'm saying? But with him, it's like, yeah. Well, I am even with that. I'm still anticipating it because I've heard like I see tweets from like Just Blaze who was saying like he's heard it and it's going some controversial shit on there. But
honestly, be real with you. What other controversial? What controversy can Drake say? Honestly, What is he going to say that's super controversial?
He's saying like just putting a lot of shit in perspective, and it's like this, don't get it fucked up. Like this man's still rapping like at an elite level.
Okay.
And I mean, I even got that from the 3-pack that he gave us. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So then we heard the little snip. You saw the little snippet that he dropped on his Instagram page.
No, I ain't seen that one.
It's like an IG video with 40 playing a record. Mm-hmm. And, they got the like projector screen. It's like. Just playing type shit. It got a name for it, but I don't know the name of the song. It's on there though. You go on this page, it's on there. Yeah. Yeah, man, just drop the fucking album. Man. Yeah, that's all I got to say. I heard Lloyd Banks drop the album. I didn't get a chance to hear that, but I heard that's some good music. I'm surprised. Excuse me. I'm surprised Lloyd dropped the album because I remember he was on Budden's podcast sometime last year, the year before last, talking. It might have been 2019. Damn sure was it 2020.
He was like, "Fuck rap," and
he was just some shit like he would, but he understand the state that it's in, and he don't want to be the one that's like, "Oh nigga, like why you dropping music? We don't give a fuck about you." Yeah. It's like, but you got a fan base. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. People probably always want to hear from you, but I am want to hit that out so I can give a true review on that. But I heard it's good though.
I'm pretty sure it's good. I'm pretty sure. I mean, as long as Banks caters to his core audience, then he should be fine. I was a Banks fan back in the G. Money in the Bank is one of my favorite mixtapes. His first one. So
Smoke Dizza dropped the album.
I gotta check that out. I fuck with Smoke Dizza. I gotta check that out. I know. Shout out to Larry June. I know he got an album dropping on the 11th, so I'm gonna peep that. Trying to think who else is supposed to be coming out soon.
Yeah, I'm just scrolling through the new music on the Apple.
Trying to think who else is supposed to be coming out. But that Migo...
42. I don't know if we talked about that last week. 42 had dropped his album. A lot of people fuck with that shit.
Yeah, I fuck with 42. But shit, man, one thing I'll say, man...
You fuck with Pooh Shiesty?
No. I'm not he's alright. He's cool, but I'm not... he's like another like Dirk and Baby. Like I'll probably listen to a couple songs from him here and there, but I ain't about to be listening to no whole fucking Pooh Shiesty album. Like I'm just not about to do that. I'm sorry, but for the Migos, man, the Migos are on the clock right now. Like this album right here is very important. This album right here is very important.
Is it going to be Culture 3?
Culture 3. I feel like this album right here is going to really, because they've been in the game for 10 years, pretty much right now. They've seen a lot of things come and go. Mm-hmm. They still here. You know what I'm saying? So that's one benefit you got to give to them. But another thing is there's a whole lot of people that's kind of that's in your lane, that's mashing on shit, that's killing shit. So in order for you to kind of reestablish your dominance, you gotta have a banging ass album.
I
feel like they lost a couple. Shit, this niggas on their own label who have lapped them. You know what I'm saying?
That's facts.
So it's like,
you remember that tweet I put up a few years back, like they roster?
Oh yeah.
And I had Lil Baby as Jordan,
Migos
as who did I say? I had Migos Scotty Pippen, and I had Yachty as
Ron Harper?
No, Bill Wellington.
Oh shit! No, why you shit on Yachty? Yeah, I said why you shit on Yachty with Bill Wellington, dog? That's fucked up. Man,
but Lil Baby is definitely royalty of QC right now.
Yeah, he is
for sure.
He is.
He's definitely and for him to I think he might have lapped them twice. To be honest with you,
I think he's lapped him twice, bro. Honestly, I think he has lapped them boy twice. Like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, you got to reestablish yourself because y'all. Real shit. Migos built QC, bro. QC was literally built off the Migos back. If you know the history of P had Dirty Dave. They was doing Dirty Dollars. Forever the case may be. I don't know. The shit didn't work out. So they had the Migos, and the Migos was pretty much this nigga Drew crazy, dog. But dog, they built that shit brick by brick. I remember the old original QC roster when it was Migos, Johnny Cinco, Skipper the Flipper, Jose Guapo. I remember Long Way was fucking with them boy real tough. Like I remember that their old roster, and then they started, things started to form and started to change, and then when Baby came, it's just like everything kind of geared towards bruh, but it was rightfully so because he was the one who was, especially in the streets. Like that's one thing I give about Lil Baby. He's always gonna have a good far as good street, good street records, things that niggas in the hood like really can, grab and grasp, you know what I'm saying? And that, you know, people in the mainstream could still fuck with, you know, the baby I felt like kind of had that, but eventually he went more of the pop route. So niggas in the hood ain't bumping the baby. Niggas in the hood are still bumping Lil Baby, and Lil Baby still got #1 records. So to have that quality is something that a lot of artists really don't have. So for the Migos, who did at one point have that, and now it's like the tides have shifted. I mean, like I said, you know, he's QC's royalty. You know what I'm saying? He's QC, he's a royalty. Him, City Girls, like they got that record label on smash. They keeping the boat pushing.
Speaking of, because I know we was having a conversation about, it's gonna tie it in together. Like executives like in the rap game, you know, you always speak highly of like Birdman.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying?
Actress, my fucking dog.
Royce at 5'9" had a tweet about how he don't want to hear y'all complaints about Birdman and Diddy. I hear y'all, I'm on the other side. I've just looked over the last 20 years and all the millionaires they made, shit like that. So in terms of like P and Coach K, where do you think they'll rank when it's all said and done?
They'll be up there, man. They'll probably be like top 5 if we want to go that route. Because I feel like P really honestly, like he just getting started. Like I feel like he's been in the game. He's had success with the Migos, but to have multiple people on the label have success, when you have 3 or more artists on one label, getting, you know, selling millions of records, getting, you know, streams, shit played, that's a big thing. So I feel like bruh only gonna get bigger throughout time. You know what I'm saying? Bruh's only gonna get bigger. Him and Coach K's been around. Coach K has done this thing with Jeezy, worked with Gucci, so he's been around. He's been around the block. So, but for both of them, I could say this is probably the most success they probably have ever had, and it's only getting started because they still got ways to go. Lil Baby, 23, 24. He's got a long career, you know, disregarding anything that, you know, jail or death or no crazy shit like that. He's there.
Oh yeah, when we hit 2030, he'll definitely be on the Mount Rushmore.
He'll be on the rush. Yeah, he's definitely he's putting in that work.
He's putting in that work, man.
So he definitely deserved that. The City Girls, I feel like they got their lane, and as long as they continue to keep pushing their lane, even though there are, you know, people who have their thing on female rappers, I feel like who they cater to, who they rap for, I feel like that fan base, you know, as long as you can still make that kind of music, but as long as it's in a certain way that kind of, you know, all right, our fans who were, you know, 21 and now they're 27, if I can still do stuff to kind of relate to them, then, you know, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of female rappers, you know, Nicki Minaj, I can say this for like the Nicki Minaj standpoint, not to go off, but, you know, girls who was listening to Nicki Minaj at 18 and girls that are 29 now, if your content hasn't grown within that, then people are eventually going to like leave that. I mean, people say that same shit for men too, even though people might not be vocal about it, say, oh, all niggas rap, all men rap, well, men can rap about this and men can rap about that, but at the same time, we like disregard them niggas too if they not stepping up, because you could have a nigga rapping about the same thing, but as long as he has elevated the way he's saying it or doing it, then cool. You know it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Pusha T been rap about selling coke for over 25 years, but if the nigga tell me, do you want to listen to a new Pusha T, I'm be like, hell fucking yeah. So
he's always put out good music. He's
always put out good music, and it's always grown within the time. So if a female rapper who, you know, like, you know, say for instance Lil Kim, you know, if Lil Kim even grew within her music, you know, it used to be about, you know, getting niggas to trick on you and Chanel and shit like that, and then Lil Kim eventually she not to say she got away from that, but she knew there was more other things to rap about than that.
I still feel like you can still rap within your content and still give timeless music, just like definitely. With Pusha T, with Rick Ross.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. Like, he's gotten older, but he always talked about a luxurious lifestyle, but now it's a little bit more different now. Like, you know, it's still luxurious, but he talking about kind of like ownership. Yeah. You know, just being boss, shit like that. So, and he just know how to fucking rap good. Yeah. That's what it just boils down to. That's boils down to, yeah. Like, if you still sharp within your skill set, you can always deliver good music, bro.
And then the people who have grown with you, they're gonna realize that, be like, you know, he was rapping like this on one instance, you know, back then, but now he's grown, so, you know, I'm growing as a person, you know, so this artist is talking about shit that I can relate to now, you know what I'm saying, even at this age, just like how I was relating to it back then. So, but just to, you know, go back to, you know, QC, I think they can they're definitely gonna keep it pushing, dog. I could definitely see them being one of those labels in the South. You know what I'm saying? One of those big dominant labels like we had No Limits, we had the Cash Moneys, we had the Suave Houses.
What you admire the most about Birdman?
One thing, man, I like about my dog B. Ashes is, first of all, when it came to like how my dog would like move on certain shit, like. Because a lot of people was talk about shit like, oh, he don't pay niggas, this, and the third. All I can say is everybody who said that, they all eventually came back to him. Mm-hmm. They all eventually re-signed the Cash Money. He doesn't have any bad blood. I haven't heard Turk talk down from him. I haven't heard Juvenile talk down from him, you know, as of recently, because he's pretty much right all his wrongs that people said he did. Mm-hmm. And I just like how he came through in business. Like, bruh didn't give a fuck. Like, you know what I mean, he had a line. Remember, he said when he came to the game, everybody was on some Diddy shit. They was trying to wear Versace. They was trying to, you know, be luxurious. He was like, fuck that shit. I'm going to be ghetto fabulous, nigga. I'm going to wear a white tee. I'm going to wear Reeboks. I'm going to wear Jabos. And I'm going to have a fucking $300,000 worth of jewelry on. You know what I'm saying? I'm still keeping it luxury, but nigga, this shit's still ghetto. I'm still, you know, I'm still being me at the end of the day. And that's what I always liked about him. He was still him as a person, you know what I'm saying? And from his come up, for somebody who he was in jail for like 2 years, got out, started Cash Money, was grinding from 92 to like 97, had various artists, was putting them out from the Magnolia Shorties to the, you know, to the UNLVs, you know what I'm saying? He had artists, and it came to a point where those kind of dissolved and he had to do something else. So that's when he formed the Hot Boys. You know what I'm saying? Birdman came out at 22. He didn't really hit his real famous success until he hit 30. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I just look at him as like a blueprint on certain things. Like, bro,
you're right.
Things take time.
He signed that, what, $30 million contract in like what,
98? 98. Yeah. He was 30 in 98. You know what I'm saying? It's just still funny because if you look at old videos, the nigga still try to lie about his age and shit. Like I remember, like when Juvenile was in the tunnel, when the Hot Boys went to the tunnel, and I think Diddy was there. This nigga tried to lie and say he was 24 and Juvenile was 18. I'm like, nigga, Juvenile is 24 in this video. like Juvie is 24 in this video.
Yeah, because Birdman was born like 69, 68.
Yeah, he the same age as Jay-Z.
Okay. So they both born 69.
They both born 69. So but just for his whole come up, his whole thing of just like, you know, like keep mashing, dog. The dog, even when they had this shit with like when the Hot Boys first,
I was like 97,
yeah,
96,
when
97.
Hot Boys first came, when the Hot Boys dissolved in like 2003, and it kind of fell apart, and it was on Wayne's shoulders. He didn't go and try to rush and sign the next big artist.
No,
that nigga rode with his man. He said, you know what, bro, we gonna ride this shit out together. The shit gonna either go up or go down, and it's going.
I say this though, if Wayne would have signed to The Rock, it would have been some dog. It would have been some dog years.
Cash Money probably would have folded.
It probably would. I think so. I think it would have folded on some Death Row shit.
It would have folded.
Like I think he would have been like. I think he would have got somebody to try to like, you know, because you got to think what Wayne brought him with that too. He brought him Drake. He brought him Nicki Minaj.
Yeah, that's true.
So Birdman is able to say like, yo, off my tree, I got Wayne, Drake, Nicki. If Wayne goes to Rock, Drake goes to Rock.
Yeah,
Nicki Minaj is Rock. Yeah. And then we talk about Hove. Like
yeah.
Hove would have been sitting back chilling. Way
he would have
different.
had Wayne, Kanye, Drake, and Nicki.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? But with Birdman, even with how he handled Drake, one thing I can say about Birdman, he never tried to alter his artist.
Never.
That's one thing I can say. He never tried to alter his artist persona, anything. There's never been a time I can ever say that Drake or Nicki had a bad word to say about Birdman.
No,
like they never had nothing negative to say about Birdman, bro. Like even with them being under them, and you know, everybody. Drake ain't never had an ill word about Birdman, dog.
No,
Never. This shit crazy.
Like, bro, them boy don't be having bad things. That's what I'm saying.
Just look at how Cash Money was too somewhat evolved. Because I remember when Drake was first coming onto the scene, and if you would have told me in '98 Birdman would have had an artist like Drake, and he fully embraced the Cash Money role. Like even when you look at like Money to Blow, like For My Town,
yeah,
he
was jumping in that lane.
Yeah, he was jumping in like
still being himself.
Birdman embraced Drake, was able to let Drake be Drake. You know what I'm saying? Like even with Nicki, still letting her be her Barbie and do her thing. And it's like Cash Money really was in a sense, what's the word I'm looking for? Versatile as far as their roster.
And one thing, and another thing, what I liked about Birdman is just how he always just felt. I felt like even back then, like, you know, he did kind of he played that father figure role to them dudes, because, you know, when he met Wayne, he was, you know, like 11 or 12. Same thing with same thing, not Juvie, but same thing with Turk. Same thing with BG. He met Juvie when he was like around 18, 19. So to have these four young kids, you know, basically, and you mold them to be, you know, turn these little kids into superstars. They already had talent, but like, I don't think people even realize, like, dog, not Juvenile, but BG had an album out when he was 12. He was supposed to be the person to shoot. Cash Money got their whole deal because of him, because of the work he put in with All On You Volume 1 and 2, you know, Chopper City. You know, he had, you know, shit already putting in place. He was the one that was selling them 200, 300,000 going through, you know, Louisiana to Texas to Tennessee, like that whole pipeline in the South. Like, you know, he was the one breaking that mold, but it wouldn't have happened if a nigga like Birdman wasn't the one who was, you know, having things in place. And another thing I liked about Birdman was him and his brother's relationship, as he was the face and his brother was the brain. And, you know, he never tried to step on toes with his older brother, because he easily could have been like, man, nigga, fuck you, nigga. I'm the leader. I'm the face. Niggas know me. Niggas know Birdman. Niggas don't know Slim. But he made it be known like, yo, Slim is the nigga who, you know, who really running this shit. I'm doing what I gotta do. You know, I do my thing. You know, I'm the face. You know, I still make deals. But Slim is the nigga who doing this shit. And for somebody who still recognized their place and positioning and things is something I really admired from him, because he could have easily
always played the background. I don't think I ever heard Slim talk.
I heard Slim talk a couple times, but he didn't say much.
Yeah, I never heard Slim talk.
You know, so for Baby to know that I wouldn't be able to do what I can without Big Bruh, and Big Bruh knowing like, hey, he the face, I'm not really out there like that. I'm gonna let him handle that. I'm gonna let him take care of that. That's something really to be said. You know what I'm saying? And people, like I said, people will say all they want about Bruh, but every artist that's ever, you know, left Cash Money, they always came back. So, you know, what can you really say about dog? Anybody, even though you might have to sue this nigga to get your money back, everybody still got their money back. You know what I'm saying? As far as a nigga like Diddy's like, nigga, Diddy's like, nigga, whatever happened, Playboy. You might as well just, you know, take that shit on the chin and bounce. You know, fucking Styles P had to fucking throw a chair at this nigga for them just to get out their publishing for their first album. So I don't like when niggas compare Diddy to Birdman, because Birdman has done way more for niggas, man. Birdman take care of niggas. Birdman make sure niggas get held down. Like, shout out to Beat Actress, man. Beat 32, dog.
Yeah, like, it was good to see him and Wayne relationship finally get mended and fixed. Like, and he apologized for that shit on stage.
That's
like,
what I'm saying. Like, my dog's a real nigga. Like, my dog's a real nigga, man. Bird, man. I still bump It's All On You. I still bump on what's that shit, man? You had just post Tear It Down too.
Oh, that was
album?
off.
I forgot the. I just had a brain fart. I forgot the name of that.
I got all Big Timers albums.
People be sleeping on Big Timers, man. Like, honestly, bruh.
What's the name of that album?
The Real Get Money.
Oh, How You Love That Volume 2.
How You Love That Volume 2. Like, dog, the Real Get, because my favorite shit off there is Money and Power.
Yeah, but I like Big Ballin'.
Yeah, that's my. You know, that was a classic. But yeah, bro, like niggas be.
Then I got That Work.
Yeah, that's how I get your roll on.
Yeah,
and all that shit, man. Like, bro, Big Timers albums were like from the skits to the intro. Like, Big Timers had great albums, bro. They had great. And them niggas was talking about like the outrageous stunting, the outrageous stunting. The nigga was
their level of stunting was completely different from what we had saw in the game at the time.
Man, I'm talking about this nigga Birdman was talking about he gonna put 32 carats in his son ear, and I think that nigga's son was just born. You know what I'm saying? Like, them boys used to talk about, yeah, bro.
Man had a hot tub in the middle of the living room.
In the middle of the living room. Yeah, bro, on Cribs, this man was talking about having a helicopter pad at the house. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
shit was different.
That shit was different. And honestly, bro, I still don't see niggas stunting like that. I see niggas trying to stunt
for him
like
to
that.
stand like the test of time, like his label crossing over to like what so you had 90s, 2000s, 2010, like 30, 4 decades. 4 decades in there. He been like you had Cash Money in the 90s, 2000s, 2010s, about to be 2020s,
and they keep going, bro.
Yeah,
because he still got. He just like we talked. He signed Reese Youngin. He got Jacquees still.
Mm-hmm.
So he's still, another thing I liked about Birdman is Birdman always is grounded within the music. You have a lot of record companies, like, shout out to P. P did his thing. P had a very, groundbreaking deal. But P eventually started to leave the music. You know what I'm saying? One thing I can say, Birdman, really a lot of his cheese and shit like that, all that shit came from music, bruh.
Mm-hmm. Because he was always with Universal, right?
Mm-hmm. And he said on one interview, he was like, bruh, his standing is so great with Universal, they basically gave this nigga an unlimited credit line. Unlimited credit line. So basically, he can get as much fucking funding that he needs to get. And that's from
because they know they're going to get their return.
They're going to get their return back. One Drake album going to get all their returns back. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
one Drake album will get all the returns back. So, man, that's one thing I also, like I said, like he stayed grounded in the music. I like the fact that he's still, And
who would be like QC's, like, as far as they label that, they have, like, how Birdman's with Universal?
I think last time I checked, I want to say I think they were still with Motown, but that might be different now.
Oh, okay.
They did something with Motown, but I think that's kind of what the Migos was having a problem with was, they deal, like the QC deal, and then they had a deal with Motown. So I don't know if it's like, one nigga got to pay another nigga and another nigga, get the rest. But
because didn't they do a partnership with one of their artists with 300 or something like that?
Yeah, I'm trying to I know who you're talking about, but I can't remember who it was that they did the
but P has definitely came a long way.
Yeah, matter of fact, Migos did they did a 300 deal with Migos, and then they got out that 300 deal, and I think they doing with Capitol / Motown. So I think that's what it wasn't Capitol Motown they was beefing with. It was beefing with 300.
Okay. Yeah, but P, and like you said, he got to start a lot of rappers didn't really peak until Raw's first album came out when he was 30. You know what I'm saying? So it's like everybody has their own time to, and I look at Ross now, I felt like he been here 20 years. Word. It feel like he been here 20 years. You used to say, but it's been like it's getting close. It's been about 15, 05-ish, something like that. But I wouldn't think that he would be 40 something. You see what I'm saying? Because it feel like he was so much younger, but he was really 30 years old when he first started.
And then I read,
but then a lot of people look at him like, "Oh, nigga, you 30 years old trying to drop a first album." It's like, no, that shit don't matter. Like.
But thing is, Ross was putting in work for a long time, bro. Before I read his book, he was writing for Trina.
Because he was with Swisher.
He was with Suave House, and then he left Suave House, and then he went to go with Slip and Slide.
Slip and Slide, yeah.
So he didn't put his groundwork in. So to say if bro pop at 30, it's not like he just started rapping at 30. Mm-hmm. He just ended up catching it at 30. I look at
he got MMG.
Yeah, same thing with 2 Chainz. Like 2 Chainz, we been New Titty Boy, but it's like.
And when I hear him rap, it don't sound like an old nigga trying to keep up. He just rapping, doing his thing. But he's what, 44 years old?
Yeah, 44, yeah. So it's like, bro, like a lot of rappers, like even like I'm seeing that now. Like even when I look like Griselda and them boy, like them boy damn near pushing 40. Like Benny like 35. I think Conway like 37. But man, these niggas can rap their ass off. So it doesn't really matter. Like it doesn't really matter as long as you can rap your ass off and you got a good story to tell and it's authentic and real. Then people gonna fuck with it, and then them, getting their success later in life, I'm pretty sure helps them out because they're not out doing stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? If you was 21 and got your riches, you probably gonna run through that million about 2 or 3 times before you realize like, hey, I gotta stop running through this fucking million. You know what I'm saying? So, but shout out to QC, man. QC moving, they grooving, and they got a good platform. One thing I will say about QC is like, bro, if you want to come out hot, you on the shelf. Like, because they got a roster full of niggas now, but if you don't come out hot, you on that shelf. Like, if you don't strike hot the first, 2 times around, nigga, they going to shelf you. For real, bro. They going to shelf you.
That's a fact. That's what I think about. When I think about that Gilly and Whack 100, and he say he lost money on you, Gilly. He lost money. You know what? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna call Birdman, call Tuggy your master, because he made no money off that shit. No way. That shit was... Gilly do gotta let that shit go, though, man. Like he got a lifelong grudge. Take that West off that Cash Money chain, like. Oh, you talking about Birdman's a real nigga? Yeah. He was like, man, I seen Turk and that. Like, bro, let that shit go.
Because everybody else.
Because I know the way Birdman carried himself, he ain't thinking about Gilly.
No,
bruh.
man, that's it.
And he looking at the books like. I done paid so much money. That shit don't even matter. He don't even speak on that shit, bro.
I remember you
but
said
like he said he did lose money with you, which he did. You see what I'm saying?
He gave you that advance now. He ain't nick that shit. He didn't.
Gilly didn't take his opportunity with that shit and run with it.
He
And
didn't
it was what it was. Birdman never spoke. I never heard Birdman speak on Gilly
at all.
It's just like, it was an L.
Yeah, that nigga
took that, charged that to the game.
That nigga looked at that. Nigga probably looked at that, them payments and them statements and all, the books and everything. It was like, damn, bro, we gave Gilly what, $200,000 for that? Man, fuck that shit, man. That money's not coming back. Fuck that. He probably looked at the advance and was like, dog, we gave this nigga way too much money. Like, fuck. We'll put that in escrow, man.
That shit is crazy, man. Yeah. That shit was crazy. That shit was hilarious.
Right.
I mean, for the most part, man, like, Birdman's still chugging along, man. So, I mean, I gotta salute him for that, to maintain that status and that stature. Going into a fourth decade of, being alive within, the music industry, because that shit ain't easy.
It's not, man.
Because you would have told somebody in '96 that Death Row would have tailed off, they were like, nah, you crazy.
Hell no,
like,
yeah.
Especially with the roster that they had at the time. It's like, shit, Snoop had to ended up going fucking with P.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? After Death Row, like, damn. Yeah, they did. They filed for bankruptcy.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like, but they, in 95, 96, they was at the top of the fucking game with Bad Boy.
Mm-hmm. I mean, who was like, nobody would have thought.
Nobody would have thought that shit ended up the way that it did. Some toy company owns Death Row now.
The niggas who make fucking Toy Story, the nigga who make Mr. Potato Head owns
crazy.
Death Row. The nigga who made Mr. Potato Head owns the masters to Doggy Style. Like, dog, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
That is fucking nasty,
That's
bro.
nasty, though. That is nasty, but that's life, though. It's like, damn, bro. Like, them niggas really got them niggas own the masters to the Chronic, dog. Every time nothing but a G thing gets played, the nigga from Hansbro making cheese.
That's wild.
That's insane.
That's insane. That is insane, bro. It just like that. It was it. As soon as Pac died, that was pretty much it.
It was over. It was
because they dropped the 7-day theory, and then after that, it was kind of like,
There's only so much Tupac records you can go around.
Yeah, there's only so much to carry that label. Yeah,
how did the dead man carrying the label for fucking over 3 years until 2000?
And Snoop was able to maintain his momentum when he started. And shout out to P, because P still let him be him.
Yeah, he didn't have to let him do. He didn't have to let him do that. Like you said, he still let him be him. He still, I know on because I was a Snoop fan back then. My brother still is a Snoop fan back then, especially when he came to No Limit. I remember when Top Dog came out. Top Dog had a little bit of a little West Coast beats, but once it came to The Game Is to Be Sold, Not to Be Told, that official No Limit release, he had a lot of beats by the pound. Snoop was very on his South shit when he went down and started fucking with P, and I thought that was cool that he went and experiment sounds and made Down for My Niggas and shit like that. Like, that shit was dope, dog. So shout out to them boy, man. But as far as for the black executive, going further on that route, I think that our time is especially coming. I see a lot of young guys, whether I'm on the internet or shit like that, or I'm just scrolling around Twitter or some shit like that. I'll see like these guys who they might not have a lot of followers or up and coming up and coming rappers, but it might be a guy who's working with an artist and he trying to help build that bubble, you know what I'm saying, and try to get that artist to where they need to get to. And I'm seeing a lot of more, I'm seeing a lot of black, a lot of black people doing that, you know what I'm saying, really standing behind their artists, trying to take them to the next level, you know what I'm saying, instead of just having, working with the artist and letting letting the record company go and snatch them. I'm seeing more partnerships with that, you know what I'm saying, which I think is real dope, you know what I'm saying. I want people to go in, if they got an artist and, this person is they manager or whatever the case may be, or they, they're under their label, they bringing them along with them. You know what I'm saying? They not just, because there was a point in time where somebody might have an artist, they might build them up, and as soon as the label get them, then they just cut the person who was building them up just off to the side. So to see artists sticking with the people that was riding with them and then going to them labels and be like, nah, this nigga got to ride. This was my A&R manager, all that in one. We not cutting this nigga off. Matter of fact, this nigga gonna get the deal so we can bring other motherfuckers in. and that's the shit I like to see. So when I see guys like Gotti with CMG, he got a good label.
How you feel about his roster?
I like his roster. I like his roster a lot. I fuck with ESTG. Black Youngster cool. Moneybag Yo's he killing the streets right now. He got 42 Doug who's doing his thing, so he's got a good roster. Gotti has always been good at picking talent, even when he had niggas like Starlito and Zedzilla. He always was really good at picking talent. Even if the artists that he had, even if they didn't do much like continue their success, they've had a hit. Like Snooty Wild had a hit. You know what I'm saying?
He did.
That shit fucked the club up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he's a pretty good a good picker of talent. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to him, man. Gucci, he trying to Gucci done rebuild his label about 3 or 4 times, so he trying to get back into it. Who else is like an artist who got a label? Because I know a lot of people might say, it's not good to sign under an artist, but I just feel like if the artist is in the mind frame of like, I'm not trying to compete with my artist, I'm just trying to basically give them a platform, then they'll be good. From my perspective, so. But Gotti has a really good roster, and I fuck with ESTG. And they're gonna do some things, man. Especially in Moneybag Yo is like he's big.
He's been killing it lately.
Yeah,
man.
He's been killing it, man. He's blowing up. From first time I heard about Moneybag Yo was like maybe 2015, 2016, or 2016.
Mez be saying he be having sassy balls.
He do.
Oh,
yeah, he do. He do now. He do now.
That song is hilarious, though.
That nigga said something like it's the Maybach for me or some shit. I'm like, all right, man. Like, come on now. Like that's the shit. Like, all right, that's why I fuck with Dog, but I don't listen to his music like that.
Oh, okay.
Like I'm gonna keep it G. Like, nah, bro.
Yeah, man.
I'm not about to be in the car and the niggas talking about it's the Maybach for me. Nah, I'm straight. I'm straight, dog. I don't want man got the mammy bars.
Oh shit.
Word, bro. That's some shit the gals be saying. Like, I ain't fucking with that.
Oh
Shout
shit.
out to him though, man. He doing his thing.
Memphis for the most part has always had some dope talent though.
Yeah, man, going way back, man. He from, Course 36 Mafia, Player Fly,
8 Ball,
MJG, very, very, very
I
underrated,
fuck with them. Yeah.
Very
fuck with them heavy.
Me too, man. I love their music, bro. Very underrated. Fucking Tila. Kingpin, I think it's Kingpin Skinny. Like, they've always had, like, super great talent. You know what I'm saying? Project Pat, one of my favorite rappers. So Memphis always.
Didn't Birdman put some bread in Yo Gotti hand when he
first came through? Yeah,
I thought so.
When he was signed to Cash Money, for a minute. And then shit, I think Young Buck was signed to Cash Money for a little second. Or I think he was signed to Juvie, I think.
Every time I hear his name, I laugh, bro. Shout out to Young Buck, though. Man. That's a funny nigga, man. Hey, that's a funny nigga, man.
We ain't gonna speak on that.
Yeah.
But, no, that's funny. Yeah, that's funny you say that. But, yeah, man. Shout out to all the black CEOs, black executives. Doing your thing, man. Just try to keep the power into the artist's hands and try to make shit rolling, bro.
It's because the white people don't give a damn.
Hell no.
Never do.
Never do.
So how you feel about your Lakers, man?
Shit, man. I'm going to just keep it real, bro. We lost to a better team, bro. I'm seeing a lot of people trying to make excuses on the TL, but, bro, we lost to a better team. Like, it just is what it is. I don't give a fuck how much times Anthony Davis got injured or, LeBron's injury. Injury did fuck us up in the long run as far as our seeding and things like that because we did lose. We did drop. We went from, 5th to 7th. We was in a playing game. It shit happens, bro. My whole problem was where is everybody else? Where is the contributing factors? Where are the bench players? Where are the role players? Where were they at, bro? Because AD
Wes Matthews was
ass,
oh my god.
Ass.
Dennis to want $100+ million because you turned down 80 something.
Then this nigga checked out on us. Like literally, Mo would be saying shit like, "Yeah, this nigga was on Call of Duty." This nigga was like, "Oh, I'm like, bro, what the fuck?" Like this nigga checked.
Kyle, I can't do no more defensive Kyle.
I can't defend Kyle no more, man.
That shit is terrible. It's like for the Suns, they had a nice balance of veteran and star young. That was Booker and Ayton first playoff
man
series, and with Chris Paul to be the way he was, not 100, and then Jay Crowder, he ain't really, but he's a vet presence. Yeah. Booker and Ayton showed the fuck out, man.
Man, bro. Especially that last game.
Oh my God. Booker was going fuck. That nigga dropped 47, bro. The next high score, I think, was, 11? 10 or something like that?
This man had 6 threes in the first half.
That man dropped 18 in the first quarter, 20 in the first quarter. And he did that the other night they had, game 5. Right. He dropped 18 in the first quarter.
I'm just like, bro, like.
Booker came for blood. Yeah. Because the biggest thing about him was like, is he built for it? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like, dog, no, he showed the fuck out. He showed the fuck out. And it basically was like Braun versus Booker when you look at this. Because I was looking at the box score and I'm like, bro, like, oh shit, like he gave contribute, but it's like, oh, I look up and I see Booker got 35. And I'm like, who the fuck in the next nobody had been in double digits yet. Because remember, Crowder had hit like 2 threes to start out the game.
Yeah.
He was like, no, he went out like 3 for 3 for 3 to start off. I'm like, okay, well, all the Lakers got to do is just get somebody to match that. And it's like, bro, y'all cannot hit the 3 for shit.
Bro, KCP, oh my God. Oh, bro, dog. My God, bro. Oh my God.
Then it was like Caruso got hurt. I didn't even know the motherfucker was missing. It's about Caruso hurt. Caruso hurt, bro. Like, what?
This nigga was missing since game 1. What the hell y'all talking about? Like, this nigga might as well just put himself on the IR.
Minutes game 6?
Trez barely got minutes. Like, I'm just sitting there like, bro, what are we doing right now? What is our rotation? We riding with KCP, but I'm like, bro, this nigga is not making nothing. Why don't you, like, Talent? I feel like Talent didn't get enough minutes as he should have. Trez didn't get enough minutes. Schroeder clocked out on us. Fucking Andre Drummond just, like, I don't think he even realized that this is 2021 now. Like, niggas are not playing the big man position like 2007, 2008. Like, everything shit just did not fall for us.
You think you can still be an attractive market to somebody like Dame with Braun on his way out?
I think so if they're willing to. But at the same time, though, are they willing to take the scrutiny? You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the shit come with playing in L.A., bro. And you've been in Portland hiding, losing in the first round and hiding. So when you come down here and you get tossed in the first round, niggas ain't trying to hear that. It's going to be different. You know what I'm saying? The media is really going to be on you. I don't know if Dame really wants to do that at this stage in his career. You know what I'm saying? You push a 30.
I felt like them firing Terry Stotts was a scapegoat, too.
It wasn't a scapegoat.
Because I don't think he was the problem. Because my whole thing is like, you went up against the Denver Nuggets team with no Jamal Murray.
He still lost.
Now, granted, the 55-point game, your teammates let you down.
They needed all 55.
But game 6, you had a 14-point lead
going into the fourth.
Like, you don't do that, bro. Like, no, they closed it down to like 4 going into the fourth. 4,
okay,
but
right.
In the third, they had as big as a 14-point lead, and I'm like, in a game like that, you have to maintain a 15 to 20-point lead. I don't give a damn. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's just like when y'all couldn't go down 3-1 in game 4. They busted Nuggets' ass to tie it up 2-2.
We had to do what we had to do. But the thing is, with Dame, it's just like, bruh.
Oh, he only had 1 field goal in the fourth quarter.
That's what I'm about to say. Like, you can't expect to Dame time and all this shit, and this how you performing in the fourth.
1 field goal, and it was a 2.
All that shows me is that, like, bruh, either their defense was so great that you couldn't get open, or you just mentally checked the fuck out when you realize, oh shit, we about to lose. Because you could be in the game now. If any nigga has played sports, excuse me, any nigga has played sports know if you playing and there's a big momentum shift, and you might be going into the fourth or quarter, whatever it may be, and the other team might be down by 4, like how they were, you be like, oh shit, we about to lose. Like the momentum was not on our side. You know what I'm saying? The shit has completely shifted to their side. So it seems like we're going to be struggling for baskets, and they're going to seem like they just get easy baskets. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened, bro. Monte Morris was cutting their ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to Monte Morris, but Monte Morris should not be cutting y'all ass. And that's what was going on.
And that's what I thought. I thought, like, going into the series, like, Blazers would be fine.
That's what I'm saying. They got the guard play to hold them, to get them over.
Yeah, Dante Morris big. He been holding it down.
He was holding it down, bro. He was holding it down. Him, the little short Italian Campzo, and Marcus Howard, who went to Marquette. You know what I'm saying? They was holding the guard position down, bro.
I can see a AD and Dame pairing. I can see that.
That's a good. I remember you mentioned the Celtics. That would be good.
Yeah.
Miami would be a good fit. I saw
Utah. No, it wouldn't.
Huh?
Not Miami.
Not Miami? Why you say that? No Miami?
Drew, y'all ain't gonna do right by that man down there.
Damn.
They ain't gonna do right by that man.
Why not, bro? They gotta. As long as they do what they're supposed to do, they should be. They would be. If they got, think about it. You get Dame, Victor, and Jimmy. That's a pretty.
And Bam.
That's a solid 4 right there, bro. I mean, if Miami just like smart enough fuck up and just trade away Tyler Hero, you know what I'm saying? Then maybe
just
some
had a
shit
baby
could
too.
shake. You know, well, nigga, that's no excuse for you playing like shit. Mm-hmm. So. Fuck out of here. Like, I mean, keep Duncan Robinson. I would keep Duncan. But
I
Tyler
like him
can
a little
go.
bit more than yeah.
Tyler can bounce. You could slide from bruh. Cause it's like, I'm gonna keep it real with you. That shit you did in the bubble was great, but once the niggas found out how you moved and what you did, it was over for that. Mm-hmm. You can only really score when you can't create shit like that no more. Cause everybody know how to play you now. And if your jumper ain't sticking, then nigga, you really worthless out here because you don't play defense. So, you know, Miami, they, you know, them boy, you know, Drew, you know what I'm saying? Them niggas was trying to call y'all boy frauds, man. What you feel about that? Them niggas trying to call y'all. I honestly think that it was a very quick turnaround for y'all to go from September to December. I feel the same thing kind of with a lot of teams. I don't know how the hell Denver's still doing this shit because they got to go through 2 7-game series, and they series, and when they lost against the Lakers, that ended in what, like August, September, maybe, something like that. So that was a quick turnaround.
The finals was in October.
That's a quick turnaround. So, what you say about that? Niggas trying to call your team frauds.
I don't know who those niggas are, but I ain't worried about them niggas.
I feel you.
But nah, man, I think I honestly thought we were gonna sweep them boys. Now.
You damn sure did.
Yeah, you did.
I called for it. I got what I wanted, and that shit was the complete opposite. But at the end of the day, man, I think it just does. if they wanted Tyler Hero and they wanted Duncan Robinson for James Harden, let them niggas go. If y'all want Kendrick Nunn too, let that nigga go.
Yeah.
Like, it just didn't make sense. But already I could see, like, all right, we're going to be on some off-season moves if this shit don't pan out. So that's just really where my head is in that shit. Like, and Pat Riley already said, like, yeah, changes is coming in Miami. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, something gonna shake now. Y'all probably gonna shake it up.
Yeah, I just see Lil Durk brother got killed, shot and killed and shit.
Yeah, I
man,
seen
I seen it. That's crazy.
That boy,
condolences and prayers to him,
yeah,
man.
No
He
doubt.
been going through a lot, man.
For real.
Oh, that's a lot. That's crazy, man. Damn, bro, that's like a lot. I ain't gonna stunt, bro.
Hell
There's a
yeah.
lot of motherfuckers that been around him that done died. Like, oh shit.
That's that Chicago lifestyle, man. That shit is sad. That shit is fucked up.
But sometimes I be thinking, like, bro, how much shit did you do for somebody to just be like, if we can't catch you, we just gonna kill everything around you.
You know the code, bro.
I know the code, but it's like, damn, bro, you like how hard was you thugging out here? Like, what was you really doing out here to have niggas really want to knock you? Like, if they can't catch you, bro, like they done caught him, they done caught his what's the dude Newski? They caught Vaughn, they caught D Thing, they caught his other I think I forgot the other dog name. It's like 7 people, bro.
That's crazy.
It's like 7
I
people,
couldn't
bro.
even wake up every morning knowing that I got oppositions like that, dog. Like,
like
how do you even
because you can't
paranoid.
protect everybody. You can't save everybody. So it's like if niggas
It's
can't
like
get
everybody's like on a target list.
pretty much, it's like, bro, if they can't get you, they'll just get the person that's next to you. Because bro don't stay in Chicago, bro. I think bro staying like in Atlanta or something. So it's like if they can't catch you, they're just gonna find a person that's close to you. But I'm just thinking like, bro, if niggas done killed like 10 of your people right around, like what? I mean, it could easily. Maybe I'm thinking, it could easily be just some old gang shit. Like, they killed my mans, I killed their mans. But that happens too. But not to the extent of like, they literally trying to wipe everything around you.
That follows us, boy.
Yeah, man, that's different.
Like, that shit, it just follows him.
But you got to think about, like, bro, what did you do in your life in order for that to happen, though? Like, because God Bless the Dead, I was watching this documentary on, I don't know if y'all heard of Dex Osama, but Dex Osama was saying, he had, like, his mom had a dream that, the Grim Reaper was after him. Basically, she was like, you have death on you because all this wild shit you was doing, you know what I'm saying? And, when you But one thing I see about Dirk from the outside looking in, it looked like Dirk trying to live a clean life. But I also be hearing, like, I don't listen to dogs, but I be on Twitter and shit. Niggas will always be saying he be dissing his dead op. So it's like, you can't be trying to be positive in this light, but then still doing negative shit. If you're going to turn a positive leaf, you should turn a positive leaf all the way around. It shouldn't just be 50-50. So if you like that, then you could be doing all the positive you want. But if you still have some type of negative light, creeping in, those type of things will happen. You know what I'm saying? People don't take lightly or take kindly, because that's a real trend right now. You know what I'm saying? Kids dissing, people who have died and shit, and it's like, dog, like that person that they might not deal with you, but that person who you diss, their family members, they're going to deal with you, bro. They have brothers, they have uncles, they have cousins. You know what I'm saying? They don't take shit like that lightly. And especially if you dissing a nigga and that shit go worldwide. You know what I'm saying? Like, Chief Keef talking about the Tuka, smoking Tuka and shit like that. You got white people saying shit like that. And they don't even know what the fuck going on. You know what I'm saying? It's just very disrespectful, because it's like, bro, that person has a mother. Like, when that mother turns on the radio, even though, granted now, like, niggas is in the streets, but when it's in the streets, there still should be type of respect level. Even if a nigga did you wrong and you feel like, if a nigga didn't, I gotta do what I gotta do, I gotta handle my business, we'll just, bro, leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you might have been totally right for what you did, or felt like you right for what you did, but at the end of the day, you still took somebody else's life. That other person still can't see their mother. They still can't see their kids. They probably made a fucked up decision that led to that, but once you did what you had to do, ain't no reason to taunt, dog. You done did what you done laid the game down. You done laid the game down, so just leave it as it is. But when people keep constantly bringing shit up, that's when feelings get back, because that person, they could have killed somebody, and that person, brother or something could have been like, I'm finally getting over that person's death. But then they turn on the radio, bam, they hear that shit again. We got such and such a pack. We smoking on such and such pack. Nah, them niggas, their emotions and their feelings then got back into it again. So they're like, all right, well, fuck this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Next, I don't give a fuck if this nigga cousin come out the store, I'm clapping this nigga right there. I'm gonna leave him where he's standing. And that's the type of shit that got to change, man, because there's going to be a whole lot of people getting killed for no reason. The dog, his brother got killed. Maybe he do, but maybe he didn't know that, Dirk was in all this shit. And then he could have just been living his normal fucking life. And then, boom, off the actions of another nigga, you dead.
And he's from the city, correct? They're from Chicago, right?
Yeah, they all, yeah.
That's crazy. That's tough.
Yeah, that's tough. Yeah, man, that's like I said, RP to him, condolences to him. I just had heard about that, Drew. I ain't really had know about that.
Yeah.
So yeah, RP to him. Who you got winning the Sixers and Hawks series? I'm gonna go against the right now.
Who?
The Hawks.
That's why I said I'm gonna go against the grain. I'm gonna go with the Hawks.
I'm way up 74-54.
I'm gonna go with the Hawks.
I said the other day, bro, and it's like, as far as defense, like Lakers had a great offense and great defense last year, right?
Mm-hmm. It's true.
But my whole thing is like the Knicks, they didn't have an elite offense. They had a great fucking defense though. Mm-hmm. And it's like, when it comes to basketball, bro, if you got a great offense, because everybody keep talking about like the Nets ain't got no defense. Nets ain't got no defense. The Nets have a solid fucking defense.
Yeah, Nets play defense, bro.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, when you have an elite offense like that, bro, you don't really. And I remember Shaq said one time, he was like, bro, like when it comes to it, championship basketball, you need timely stops. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you got a great offense, you don't really have to exert that much on defense. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's like, when I look at what the Hawks are doing to the Sixers right now, it's like, bro, they are fucking these niggas up. Like, and I told Mac yesterday, I'm like, bro, Kyrie dropped 37 on Ben Simmons. Like, Trey will be fine. Yeah. Trey got 25 in the first half. You know what I'm saying? And them boys dropped 74 on a Sixers defense, bro. And that's why I'm like, bro, in the grand scheme, defense don't matter that much if you ain't got the offense to match it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, with Embiid not really be 100%, you already know Ben's not going to give you that much on scoring. Then you rely more on like Tobias Harris, Danny Green,
and that's Maxey. Not somebody you should be relying on. Tobias Harris is not the nigga you should be relying on.
Yeah, you kind of hard on Tobias.
Man, he's not the nigga you should be relying on, dog.
I put up a poll the other day, asked could the Hawks beat them without Embiid, and it was like 60% said no. Oh, it said no. They couldn't.
They said no. They couldn't. I thought
and I thought that shit was funny because I'm like, damn, I think the Hawks could beat them without Embiid. And look what they doing with Embiid out there. It's like, no, they should get ugly, like, quick. They might could get them out of there at 5 if they keep that shit up like that. I'm definitely upset about the Clippers and Mavericks series because I felt like that shit should have been over in 5. No bullshit, but I gotta give credit where credit due.
Gotta give credit to Luka.
But that game 6, Luka was on some bullshit, bruh. He didn't want the ball in the final moments. He was camping out at the logo with Nicholas Batum covering him like, bro. Kawhi stepped up, took the assignment for most of the night on him defensively. And then offensively, it's like, oh, my God, bro. Kawhi was in a different. He knew he had to make up for that game 5, bro. And what he was doing, them last few possessions,
them step backs
crucial, bro. I said, God damn.
I ain't never really seen Kawhi off the handle like that.
Bro, that man was
with you. I knew he had a little bit of handle, but
that last one he put in Luka I was like, oh my God.
Yeah,
this shit is over.
Yeah,
but I had them boys winning this shit. When they went down 0-2, I said 7,
you said
but
that.
I felt like they was going to win 4 straight. That game 5 ending, I don't know. Terrence Mann had the fucking layup, but it is what it is. They got the W. I got them blowing the Mavericks out today.
I think it's going to be a close one because
just
from what the patterns we've seen, it just seems like the team at home can't never win. But
they set a record for road teams winning 6 straight, bro. Like, that shit is crazy.
That shit is crazy. Like, I've never really seen a series where the home team can't get a game. You know?
And with the defensive matchups now, as far as what Luka is like, bro, like, okay.
I think they're starting to get it
together. Like, Paul George was playing shitty too, but he hit some big shots in the 4th. But overall, he had us shitty. I'm like, bro, you was getting pickpocketed by Tim Hardaway. Like, he was being careless with the ball, bro. I'm like, bro, what the fuck is you doing?
But he was also like 6 for 15, 6 for 17. Though
that ain't really bad.
I mean, it ain't bad, but it's like, bro, you could do better.
Because Kawhi was in a different type of zone, bro. And I'm like, I got him going to the finals though out the West.
I'm gonna keep it G, man. I think it's either gonna be Phoenix or Utah. Because I just think
Utah end up playing the Clippers next round.
They're gonna play the Clippers. I think.
I don't see them beating them.
I think you know what's. I think that's gonna. What's gonna kind of slow the Clippers down is really the inside presence, and I feel like with Rudy Gobert, at least on the defensive end, that's gonna be a tough matchup. But if they play against the Suns, they're going to have to go against DeAndre Ayton, who's pretty efficient on defense and offense. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing I realized about the Clippers. They really don't have a good inside presence like that. You know what I'm saying? So if you got a team that got a good postman, that's why Joker was eating their ass up last year. You know what I'm saying? If you got somebody and that's why, when you look at the change that the Mavs made in Game 5, they put with the big tall nigga. They put him in the game and they realized that, okay, we making it a little tougher for them boys to shoot over that. So I think if you got a good inside, presence, I think you could give the Clippers some problems.
I just seen them cleaning it up today. But
today. with the Sixers and Hawks, what you were speaking about, they always say, people might be like, that was good defense, but that was better offense. And I just feel like that's what it's going to be.
They got a lot of scores on that team.
Yeah, they have a lot
and
of
Cam Reddish is still out.
They got a lot of.
They got Huter. They got Bogey. They got Hunter, Collins, Trey, Lou Will, Clinton doing his thing on the boards. It's like, bro, where the fuck? Oh, and Gallo,
Gallinari.
I'm like, bro, these niggas is really fucking loaded out here, bro. And it's like, I don't know. Bucks and Nets, my boy Harden, man. I hope that hamstring ain't a grade 2 or higher, man. Because I need my dog to get this ring, man. I want him to actually play to get that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, fuck, man. That shit's crazy. But it just looked like it was effortless, though. Mm-hmm. Like, even with the stepping out. And they really did have, like, playing some solid defense, bro. Like, Giannis had 34. And I remember I told him, I'm like, bro, that 50-point game that he had, he needed every bit of that, even with Kyrie playing like shit. Mm-hmm. So it's like KD and Kyrie really didn't have like no crazy game like that. You know what I'm saying? Like Blake was doing his thing on the boards.
Blake was a fact. Blake made himself a factor last night, bro. He made himself a factor. Blake was hustling. Blake was on the floor with it.
And I still feel like if Blake don't have another 18-14 game, it'd be all right. Kyrie and KD still would put up enough to shoulder that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know, bro. I had it as a 5 with James.
They might want to sweep them just to get the shit out the way.
I think it would have been a sweep with James, bro.
I think they might sweep on the low. I think they might could sweep them now. Like, for real.
Because it's like, bro, it's like Chris Middleton didn't have a great, but I don't think he's making up that much, in my opinion.
Nah, even if Chris had 20, I still think they wouldn't have had it wouldn't have been a shot with them.
Because just think about it. If they go in Imano, KD like, all right, let me come down here.
But you realize, bro, it's so effortless
come out here and
with
match
dog,
this
bro.
nigga.
It's so effortless, dog, because it's
and
like
the ball movement, even that's why I keep trying. I'm like, yo, y'all keep talking about this ISO shit.
Nah, they don't.
Bro, I saw a highlight last night. I meant to send it to you, like of their ball movement, like in the fourth quarter. It's crazy, bro. Yeah. Like the Nets really do move the ball. Like Steve Nash, like he'll have these moments where he'll let James or Kyrie and KD do, but for the most part, they move the fucking basketball.
Everybody get touches. Joe Harris was doing his thing.
He had 19.
Bruce Brown was doing this thing.
I like him as a defensive.
Yeah, me too. Defensively, who else was doing? But yeah, it was.
Oh, Mike James.
Mike James.
I didn't expect for him to come.
He was doing this thing. Because
when Harden went out, I'm like, oh shit. And then with Steve Nash, Mike, I was like, oh, he got to get deep in the bench because Jeff Green out too.
Yeah, he is. I seen that.
But yeah, man. Hopefully and we just
Harden ran that second unit too, so that might be a thing as far as like who we going.
And the hamstring is so fucking tricky, man. Hopefully he just be out for them 4 to 6 days, man.
But I like what they doing now as far as how they lining up. Either Kyrie or KD are going to be on the floor. It's not at a time. It's not like they both going to be on the bench. So. But when I be watching KD, I be like, dog, this nigga really could just like be chilling for like the first 2 quarters, and then the third quarter, bro, really got have 25.
This nigga just go.
Like,
they had
so
them runs where
bro.
the flurries of just like scoring barrages.
I'm just looking at this shit like, because me and my dog, I placed a little bet on there. We was sitting there smoking, watching the games. Like, man, we just look, man, I bet you $10 them niggas ain't like the Nets gonna win. He's like, hell no, nigga. And when Harden came out, he was like, oh, you see, I'm like, bro, it's that. Like, it's like, as long as KD's on the floor, dog, like I don't like it, nigga. Anything can happen, you know what I'm saying? And then them boy end up smoking their ass, and then I took that money and got me some good ass dinner. So shout out to my dog Randy Lowe, you know what I'm saying? But on some real shit though, I think that the Nets could sweep them, boy, if they really put their mind to it. And if they're not trying to, hopefully there's no like overkilling them niggas. Cause I don't. How much minutes did they have?
Kyrie had 45.
Yeah,
KD had 40.
That's a lot of minutes, bro. But that's a lot of minutes. But I think those two. I think with KD, I probably want to chill down a little bit. Maybe because it was game 1, and it was like, all right, we got to kind of
adjust because of James.
Yeah,
that James shit was so quick.
Yeah,
and I thought they was gonna kind of like, not fold, but like, get lost. Like
that shit was a blowout from start to finish, bro. Like that shit was that.
Hey, that's with Giannis having 34. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I really didn't see how niggas could really pick these niggas. And this is with James. Pick the Bucks to win this shit. I'm like, bro, like, look at this shit. Like, look at this shit.
Kyrie was dogging Drew Holiday. Kyrie was dogging this nigga. And this nigga was supposed to be the best one-on-one defender player. Kyrie was dogging this nigga the whole night.
Tell him, man.
I honestly probably... I need them more to get swept, bro.
You need some dogs. They need some retribution.
So you get some retribution.
Yeah, he's like, fuck that.
We need to get Giannis. We need to get this nigga upset with Milwaukee, because Drew Holiday just isn't the answer that he thought he was going to be. And then
he ain't got shit. That's nothing for Kyrie.
Chris Middleton, he's not consistent enough to.
That's how I feel too.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's good. I'm not going to take away from the guy's game, but he's just not fucking consistent to beat Brooklyn. He's just not. So to say that they're going to get swept, I can see it. Do I want it to happen? Yes. But also, just to get Giannis the fuck up out of there, man.
Yeah, I feel you, dog. I mean, but what's going to be the word on Giannis if he loses this series? I mean, if he gets swept, all right, I'll break it down to 2. If he loses a series, that's one thing. But if he gets swept, what's that?
You couldn't get one. It's like, it's tough.
You're upset.
You know what I'm saying?
You see what I'm saying?
Because everybody picked him to be the one to beat the Nets.
But not even that. It's just because his efforts are going to be, I put up 30, 40 points, and we still lost. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't me. It's this fucking team. You see what I'm saying? And that's when the nigga's going to be upset. And that's when the nigga's going to be like, maybe Miami. You never know.
You got forced to trade.
Yeah.
Shit. But one thing about, like, if he did decide to do that, it's like the Bucks have pretty much tried to put pieces of everything around this man. So
even when I look at the games they played this year, the Bucks never played the Nets when all three played.
Yeah, all three players were there. Yeah,
Like the first game they played was just KD and James. Kyrie didn't play. And then the last 2 games, James was out with the hamstring.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they beat them. Giannis had 51 games. The next game, kind of just, got in their back. And KD was kind of fresh back.
Mm-hmm.
So now when I look at it, it's like the rosters are shrink now. And the minutes go up. So it's just like.
there's going to be more KD out there for y'all niggas to have to deal with.
More Kyrie for y'all out there for y'all to deal with. And it's just like, I really want to see James. And more so because of the James and Giannis thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I really wanted this shit to go down. So it's just like, man, I hope this shit is not a grade to where it's like, because I would like to see a Hawks and Nets ECF.
That would be a good one.
And it looked like that might be it.
And I think that would be, and honestly, with no James, I think the Nets still win, but I think they're going to have to work for it. It's going to have to work for it. It's going to go 6-7.
They have some scorers.
They can score with them. But they just don't have Kevin Durant, though. That's my whole thing. Like, niggas don't have KD.
Oh, wait, KD and Kyrie and Trae Young matchup? Oh, that's going to be crazy.
That's TV.
That's TV right there.
That's prime time.
That's what I think when people were saying, like, oh, we missed Golden State in the playoffs and shit like that. And it's like, no, y'all got that shit, and it's right there on the East Coast in Atlanta, bro.
Yeah.
Because they got the fucking shooters that can shoot lights out.
Yes, sir.
And if it's speaking of which, that's kind of a good comparison because even if you look at them, how they have kind of changed their mold, they did a lot of that through the draft. Mm-hmm. Same thing with Golden State. They did a lot of how they team is constructed with the big three. What they have is all through the draft. It's the same thing with Atlanta when you got Trae Young, DeAndre Hunter, Cam Reddish, Kevin Hunter. You know, I mean, they got Capella. They got Capella through the trade. They got they have a good mix of old and young on that team. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of similar to the Warriors. The Warriors was a mix of old and young too because they still had niggas like Andre Iguodala on the team. They still had niggas like Andrew Bogut on the team. Mm-hmm. So they still had a good mix of the young guys with the old guys. And Atlanta got that too. Yeah. So I see, if they play against the Nets, I still got the Nets winning just because they have KD, and I just think you just don't. When if KD's on the team, I'm not going to. It's like kind of like the LeBron effect. If the KD's on the floor, I got KD, but I think they could push them definitely to 6 or 7 if James is out. Yeah. If I think James is there, I think they could probably beat them in like. The Nets will probably beat them boy in like 5 or 6 if James is there. But if James ain't there, that shit going 7. Yeah, that shit going 7. I still got the Nets winning. But that shit going 7 though.
And you got the Jazz coming out the West.
I honestly, I'm gonna keep it real. I got Phoenix coming out the West. I think Phoenix has a really good balance. They have the one player on the court who they know when shit get rough, they can just give that nigga the ball.
Booker is in a different bag right now.
He gonna go and get it.
Ayton is balling too.
Yeah, but man, what if we had a Utah Phoenix semi of the conference finals like how it was in the bubble? Remember? When Donovan and Booker was going at it in the bubble, because Donovan
remember that for the seeding games.
Yeah, for the seeding games, and because Jamal Murray and thing went at it too. But
Jamal Nuggets and Jazz went 7.
Yeah, that they went at it. But like I said, the seeding game with
and they came back from 3-1.
Yep. So from the seeding game, from for Booker and Mitchell, from that to playing in the Western Conference Finals, where whoever wins goes to the finals, I think we'll get.
Jazz or Suns would be a great Western Conference.
It'd be a great offensive showing between those two players. It'd be great.
So it's safe to say that the Nets is going to win a championship this year.
I mean, it's
it's depending on James.
It's
health,
really depending on James' health because how do you feel that the Nets match up
I'm just saying because y'all saying now if KD's on the floor, it's a guarantee. It's the LeBron effect.
That's what I feel like. Okay, I feel like if KD on the floor, I feel like KD got the advantage.
It's rare that Kyrie had bad games too, so it's like
there's no Curry. You know what I'm saying? There's no Dame. There's no Westbrook.
If they toughest matchup is in the East.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They clapping whoever in the West. Yeah. I don't care. Yeah. They just got to get through the Sixers and Hawks and, of course, the Bucks. I feel like the Bucks would be their toughest test.
Bucks is not the toughest test.
It's not the toughest. I think Atlanta would probably be their toughest test in order for them to get out because they have the scoring.
And people was picking the Sixers to beat the Nets. Like, yo, they got to beat the.
Hell no, nigga.
Niggas was picking the Sixers and the Bucks to dethrone these niggas.
But if you look at the Sixers throughout the whole regular season, bro, Joel Embiid had to get like 30 and 12 every single night for them
the regular season
to even be competitive.
That shit was cute. It was cute, Sixers. Like that shit was cute this season. But when it comes down to it, dog, like you said, Embiid had to do too much.
Yeah, he had to do a lot, bro.
You take that shit away, what happens? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and Brooklyn just has too many people that can take Embiid out the game.
Mm-hmm.
I put, you got Blake Griffin down there. You got
DeAndre Jordan.
DeAndre
Nick Claxton was hooping
Nick
yesterday.
Claxton,
I was like, okay.
See what I'm saying? Like, you got a good mixture of people that can take them 30 and 15 out the game. You know what I mean?
And then what I realized with Brooklyn was when Brooklyn played small, that's when it really was cutting up. When they had KD at the 4 and Claxton at the 5, them niggas been cutting up. You know what I'm saying? I feel as though as long as KD is on the floor, that team that team has got a chance.
Fuck around, put KD on Embiid, bro. Word.
And then it would work because you bringing Embiid out. You know, Embiid ain't got no type of foot speed, so he's getting cooked.
Yeah.
But I think, so you think if the Nets make it to the finals, whatever team they play in the West, they're just gonna smack.
It's gonna be 5 max.
Damn.
I don't see
Jazz not getting more than 1.
Nah, I know.
The Suns can probably get them 2. I don't see 3.
So what about? I think the Clippers actually kind of match up.
Well, I forgot about the Clippers because I got the Clippers going to. That'd be a 6-7.
That'd be okay. I'm about to say because I feel like the Clippers could probably match up with.
Yeah. They match up the best with them out the West.
Yeah.
Are the Clippers going home tonight?
No way.
I don't see it.
I see a blowout. I see a blowout, bro.
Yeah.
They've been playing with these niggas, bro. Like fucking around, bro. Like I'm looking at this shit like,
I just
bro,
don't see Kawhi
put
giving
these
that
niggas
shit
away.
up,
Yeah, I don't see Kawhi giving that shit.
And
At home,
I see
it.
PG having a big game today. Contrary to
don't?
part. No, I do.
That would be the X factor for me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know about that guy.
I feel you. It's fair.
Just don't know, man. It's just one of those things you just don't know. You know, like you don't know what Paul George is going to show up.
But if the Clippers lose, now, if the Clippers lose,
Oh man, there's no excuses.
I mean, there is no excuses. But the crazy thing I feel about the Clippers, if they lose, I don't think anybody even care, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you, because I think Clippers have gotten to the point where I feel like Clippers have gotten to the point as a franchise where these niggas are just so anonymous with just fucking shit up that if they lost, people would just be like, well, it's just the Clippers being the Clippers. And I feel like it's real fucked up for Paul George because Paul George was once looked as a person who was a lead guy, a guy who could possibly be the first option. And I was like, bruh, niggas degrading you to like second or third option. And then people are degrading to the point where it's like, if Paul George has a fucked up game 7, it's like, oh, we expected that. Paul George fuck up game 7. Okay. That's expected. That's kind of crazy from somebody who, not too long ago was looked at somebody as a top option. And now it's like, bruh, if you fuck up, nobody even like, it's expected.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But what do you think it is for Paul George? You think it was him leaving Indiana, and joining other people? You think was that the right route for him to really take, or should he just stick to being on a team where he's just that nigga?
No, I don't think nothing wrong. I just think that unfortunately.
But when he was that nigga, he led a team to the conference finals. So that's the only thing that's kind of like mind blowing to me is like.
But when he plays with other people, it's just not like that.
Yeah, it's not like it's true.
I mean, it's been some game. Outside that game 6, he hadn't had a bad game in the series. Their defense as a whole was just terrible.
Yeah, they didn't know how to guard. It's just so
like
crazy.
Him and Kawhi was having some good games. Their defense was just ass. And then game 6, Paul George didn't really play good at all. At all. Game 5 was more so on Kawhi.
No doubt.
No doubt about that. That was on Kawhi. PG had a solid game 5. Game 6, it was flip-flop. It was like Kawhi showed the fuck out. And PG was cool, but
it shouldn't be that. It shouldn't be, oh, he was just cool.
That's what I'm saying.
See what I'm saying?
It shouldn't be that.
I agree.
It's from the guy who's that dominant that we've seen him be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To just
I'm expecting 30 today.
That's what I'm saying. I'm expecting
being mediocre is just like, when is enough? So if they do lose this game, it's
it's gonna get ugly.
like PG got to go.
Yeah, he already signed
But
the
he just
extension.
signed that.
Kawhi's gonna slide.
I don't think so. I think he stays.
I think he'll slide, bro. I think he'll slide. He'll look at the optics of things. He'll be like, bro,
to go where?
I mean, shit.
Pat Beverly out of there. I'm telling you that.
Yeah,
well, he ain't been getting no more minutes this
ship
series.
that nigga to China.
I like the way they've been
Ship that
starting
nigga to China.
Reggie Jackson.
Yeah, Reggie Jackson was hooping yesterday.
Yeah,
Well, not yesterday, but the game 6.
Yeah, Friday. So
Get-
we'll see. We'll see.
But yeah, ship Kuzma to China. Ship Pat Bev to China.
You taking You want someone to Africa to get J. Cole?
Man, we'll swap it out. If anything, J. Cole at least give us, he'll the nigga might not even play, but fuck it, we got Cole on the sideline. That's cool, I'd rather have Cole on the sideline than Kuzma on the sideline. Shit, at least this nigga could perform halftime. Nigga, you can't even fucking hit a layup when we need you. Man, as a Laker fan, bro, I'm just like, I don't even know where we go from here because it's not like we particularly draft great. It's not like I wouldn't say that. We draft great. We just have horrible player development.
So would you say Drummond trade was a bust?
The buyout, yeah, in a sense, because him and AD don't even play good together on the court. Like, it's very congested in the lane. So, and he's not a player that's going to step outside of his comfort zone. It's like, bro, you are who you are at this point. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, has anybody ever seen Andre Drummond attempt to shoot anything outside 15 feet?
Never.
I seen it in Cleveland.
And he probably missed, and he probably never shot that shit again. So it's like, bro.
In Cleveland, you can do whatever.
Yeah, you can do what the fuck you want in Cleveland, bro. Somebody get Colin Sexton out of there, though. These two, he doesn't deserve to be there. But
we'll definitely see how this shit unfold, man. But we got anything else before we get up out of here?
Man, let me just say this shit, man. Julio going to Tennessee is just crazy. Like I'm not,
I like it.
And I got tickets to the
he's
game.
a Titan now?
Yeah.
When this happened?
This morning.
We got little to nothing.
Shit.
They got little to nothing for this shit. Like a
second round pick.
In the second round. It's 6th round in the second round or some shit like that.
Oh, they shouldn't have did that. He probably going to be extra motivated.
He's out the fucking conference. That's all I care about. So I love it. He's out the conference.
Niggas
He ain't in my
NFC,
division no more.
Like, what the fuck?
He's in your
He ain't
division
in my
now.
division no more.
Like, what the fuck?
JC Horn no got to worry. He a rookie. He ain't got to worry about going up against Julio. He's got to worry about Mike Thomas and Mike Evans. That's doable. That's doable. You out the conference. I ain't got to see you twice a year no more.
That's fucked up.
You gave my team hell for, 10 seasons?
He would go to the team that I have tickets to go see. Like,
yeah, he's in your division now.
Damn, bro. So you
gotta deal with that.
So you going to be in attendance when they play.
I'm going to Tennessee.
Oh, shit.
Who's your number one corner?
I think right now will be Moore, but he's not going to be able to match up. We're going to have to go with somebody tall, slender, and be able to be shifty. We can't have the little 5'11", 5'10" corners on these niggas. Like, yeah, you can have it hard as a lion, but this is fucking Julio Jones here, guys. And on the other side, you got fucking Brown.
Derrick Henry.
Yeah, you got everybody.
Yeah,
they got some weapons over there.
Yeah, Tennessee is. How do y'all think Tennessee fares against Kansas City now? Everybody's in the same. That AFC is bubbling right now. So how do y'all feel like they? And then you still got Buffalo.
I got them going to the Super Bowl.
How do
you got Buffalo going?
Buffalo, man, Buffalo's shaping up nice, man. They had a good run. I can see them. They're gonna continue on what they've been doing. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know who going out the NFC. That shit. Probably Tampa go back.
Today is the first time I will actually say I question my GM in a very long time.
Because you wanted Julio?
Nigga, a second round and a 6th round? Who wouldn't give that up?
Who wouldn't give that up? I feel like, dog, Atlanta gave this nigga up for less than nothing, bro.
Shit, I remember what they traded that draft to move up in the draft for him. They gave up like 2 future firsts.
But you know when
second,
third. When that time to turn the page on people and situations, it's just that time.
And 10 years go by fast, bro.
No dead ass. And you see the L's that the nigga been taking. He's done in Atlanta. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think
AJ Brown and Julio is about to be crazy.
This shit gonna be wild, bro.
Yeah. AJ Brown and Julio is about to be fucking bananas with fucking Derrick Henry back there.
What?
So you can't even load the box.
Nah.
Niggas are gonna be drafting Tannehill over AR.
Bro, you cannot load the box versus
crazy.
the Titans, bro.
That's crazy.
1-on-1s with AJ and Julio in the corner. You can't load the box.
No, you can't. You can't.
Boy, niggas getting smoked on that line, boy.
This is gonna be fucking crazy.
Niggas
Yeah,
line
we'll
up.
see.
Niggas about to
We'll
get
see.
smoked on that shit.
I need a shot of tequila, man.
Yeah, man. You get you that after we get up out of here.
But shit,
we
man.
We got any shout outs, man?
Shit, man. Nah, just everybody just keep it smooth, keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Where you at? Yes, where you at? You know, yesterday or today won't determine where you're gonna be at tomorrow. So I just encourage everybody to keep that shit moving. Everybody keep it playing, and then do your thing, man.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Big ups to everybody. Big up to the city. Big up to y'all. Your birthday's coming up. You know what I'm saying? So big ups to y'all. Big up Mo. You know what I mean?
Yeah. For everything going right with my dog.
Hope,
Oh, yeah, and also, if we shouting out the city, man, I know Charleston going through some shit right now, and but that's kind of how things work around here. We'll have moments where it's just all hell break loose, and then we'll have moments of calm and peace. So when we have moments of calm and peace, let's try to keep it that way, because it's damn sure shaping up to be a hot summer from everything going on. So I just want everybody to stay safe out there.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Me and Mike gonna be chilling watching the games, man. Can't move,
doing.
be on that surgery. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. But big ups to everybody, man. Big ups to everybody. Big ups. Make sure y'all subscribe on YouTube if you haven't already.
Do Work Media.
Yeah, big ups to everybody, man.
Yeah, man. So like we say every week, man, if you hear anything on the show to get you in your feelings, always remember we're just in messages.
Yeah,
for sure.